Same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
At the UPS Store, we understand the importance of a first impression. That's why we're here to help you put your best foot forward and be unstoppable with our printing services. With high-quality paper stock options, banners, business cards, menus, and more, we make sure your small business stands out and your message reaches the masses. After all, we're the one-stop prints that pop store. Most locations are independently owned. Product, services, prices, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS Store. Be unstoppable. Come into your local store today and get your print on.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. Distilled 6 times till it's just right. Tito's is known for great vodka, giving back, and doing good for dogs. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Breaking news coming in from Bet. For ordinary at Bet365.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Illinois.
As a community bank, Cornerstone National Bank and Trust Company offers a full service of banking options. From checking and savings accounts for you and your family, to residential mortgages for your new home and loans for your small business. With branches in Crystal Lake, Deer Park, Palatine, Naperville, and Schaumburg, and 100 local employees, no matter your banking need, you will find that Cornerstone is where you belong. Visit our website at cnbtc.bank today to learn more.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
It's game 2 between the Cubs and Sox at Wrigley Field. Who Are You Banking On is sponsored by Busey Bank. Building business, growing wealth since 1868. Kyle Tucker's been scuffling lately, hitting under 200 over his last 7. But he had 2 hits yesterday, so I'm banking on Tucker to break out tonight. Now let's pause for the playing of the national anthem here at Wrigley Field.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free? And the home of the brave.
John Vincent bringing it for the Crosstown Series. The national anthem sponsored by Patriot Pavement Maintenance, simplifying pavement maintenance for industrial, commercial, and educational clients. Cubs getting set to take on the Sox. Let's get to the pitching matchup, sponsored by Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. Enjoy the laid-back experience of Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. Matthew Boyd going for the Cubs. The lefty is 3-2 with a 2.78 ERA, while right-hander Sean Burke 25 years old, going for the White Sox 2-4 with a 4+ ERA in 9 games this year, 8 starts. Let's go around baseball, sponsored by Great Clips. It's gonna be great. One game in progress, bottom of the 4th inning in the Bronx. The Mets leading the Yankees 2-1. Pete Alonso with an RBI single. Same with his teammate Juan Soto, the former Yankee. Here at Wrigley Field, it's time for baseball. Cubs, Sox, Pat, Ron. Next on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Cubs fans, it's Michael Bush. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Cancer doesn't follow a script, and neither do we. At Loyola Medicine, our experts personalize every treatment, including advanced options like intraoperative radiation therapy. With compassion and precision, we fight for better outcomes every day. At Loyola Medicine, tough is what we do and who we are. Visit loyolamedicine.org/tough.
Central Rug and Floors is your local design center and full-service flooring destination, proudly serving the North Shore with an unbeatable selection of carpet, hardwood, tile, waterproof flooring, and more, providing professional carpet cleaning and bathroom remodeling solutions. Shop premium brands, including Karastan Black Label, refined styling with beautiful, long-lasting performance and flawless craftsmanship with one-of-a-kind patterns and colorations. Visit the Evanston showroom today or centralrugandfloors.com. Central Rug and Floors, your local design center, bringing you more selection, services, and savings.
Hey there, Chicago. Come out to the Verizon store located at 6310 Grand Avenue for an afternoon full of your favorite music and a chance to win Cubs on-deck tickets to meet a current player. Plus, learn more about Verizon's deals for Military Appreciation Month, going on all this May. So come to the Verizon store at 6310 Grand Avenue this May 22nd from 1 till 3 p.m. Don't miss it.
And now, Odyssey and 670 The Score bring you Chicago Cubs baseball on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Chicago, this is Ian Happ.
Base hit into right. Cubs win the ball game. Ian Happ, a game-winning single.
Hey, it's Nico Horner.
Diving backhand stop by Horner, throws to first to get it. Sensational play.
Hey, it's Kyle Tucker.
Kyle drives one in the air to right field. That ball is gone. It's a 3-run homer. This is what you came here for. The Cubs game on The Score.
Chicago Cubs baseball is presented to you in part by Benny's Beverage Depot, Nissan, Benjamin Moore, Hefty Trash Bags, Arturo Tire, James Hardy Building Products, Sea Glass Wine, Volvo, Sloan, Xfinity, It's Not a Game, Illinois.com, your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers, and Yingling, the oldest brewery in America. And now here's the Hall of Famer, Pat Hughes, and All-Star Ron Kumar with all the exciting play-by-play action of Chicago Cubs baseball.
Chicago Cubs baseball is on the air from Wrigley Field in Chicago. It's time for Game 2 of this 3-game weekend series between the Chicago Cubs and the Chicago White Sox. Good afternoon, everybody. Along with former Cub and All-Star Ron Coomer, it's Pat Hughes reporting. Zach Zedman working alongside. Our great engineer is Paul Zarang, and we all thank you for joining us on this Saturday afternoon. It is cloudy, cool, and breezy here at the ballpark. The Cubs won the opener easily yesterday by a score of 13-3, and today the Cubs send left-hander Matthew Boyd to the mound against the White Sox right-hander Sean Burke. Let's go ahead and get right to the starting lineups for today's game. The lineups, as always, sponsored by Verizon, the most reliable 5G in Chicago. Leading off for the White Sox, Chase Meidroth at shortstop. Miguel Vargas at third base. Edgar Caro catching. Luis Robert Jr. in center field. Robert is the cleanup hitter. Andrew Vaughn, the designated hitter. Lenin Sosa batting sixth. Sosa plays second base. Tim Elko at first. Joshua Palacios batting eighth in right field. And batting ninth and playing left field, Michael A. Taylor. Those are the White Sox. Here are the Cubs. Pete Crow Armstrong will lead off in center. Kyle Tucker in right. Seiya Suzuki batting third and playing left field. Michael Bush, the cleanup man. Bush at first base. Dansby Swanson at short. Moises Ballesteros, the designated hitter. Batting seventh and playing second base, Nico Horner. Miguel Amaya catching, and Vidal Brujan batting ninth and playing third base. The Cubs take the field. That means we're ready for baseball. Back to get it started right after this on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Join us for great Cubs guests middays 10 a.m. to 2. It's Rahimi and Harris on 670 The Score.
As a community bank, Cornerstone National Bank and Trust Company offers a full service of banking options. From checking and savings accounts for you and your family, to residential mortgages for your new home and loans for your small business. With branches in Crystal Lake, Deer Park, Palatine, Naperville, and Schaumburg, and 100 local employees, no matter your banking need, you will find that Cornerstone is where you belong. Visit our website at cnbtc.bank today to learn more.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
It's just about set to go here. The Cubs on the field defensively in their home white uniforms, the familiar blue pinstripes all over. Both teams are wearing the white Armed Forces hats this weekend, and I just saw there was one service member that ran to every position, all 9 spots on the diamond. Got an autograph from the Cub ball player, and I could see they were chatting amiably. That's a good moment. And the Cub ball players respectfully were, as far as I could tell, they were all very friendly and kind to the servicemen and women, and that's the way it should be. Game time temperature at 61 degrees at game time, sponsored by Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. Your trusted local experts, Four Seasons. A sellout crowd. I think that's rather obvious after all these years, Ron, when the Cubs and White Sox play. It's hard to get a ticket.
It really is. There's no doubt. It's great setting. And it's game time. Time to crack open a Yuengling after 196 years. The wait is over. Yuengling is finally available here in Illinois. Look for it at your favorite bar store. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America. And yes, this is one of those weekend series that, we all look forward to, and it's going to be another sellout here at Wrigley Field.
Cub left-hander Matthew Boyd delivers the first pitch. It is outside, and away we go. Chase Mydrith, right-handed batting shortstop. He was 2 for 4 yesterday. Has an open stance. Here comes the 1-0 fastball strike. Again, Cubs in their home whites. Blue pinstripes all over with those white military-style Armed Forces hats. Players on both teams will wear those military unis. Here's a high fly ball deep left field. Back goes Suzuki at the fence, and that ball is gone for a home run. Chase Mydrith, his first big league homer, and the White Sox immediately take a 1-0 lead.
Well, you just never know, right, in this game. And this pitch is up and out over the plate. It's that two-seamer that he likes to fade away, and Mydrith just gets on top of it enough, and it's towering home run that just barely clears the basket. But this pitch is almost shoulder high.
1-0 White Sox. Remember, they got 2 in the first inning yesterday on a 2-run homer by Miguel Vargas, who is batting now. Vargas takes a strike, 0-1. Vargas hitting .221, but had a big day yesterday. Check swing, takes a changeup away from Matthew Boyd. Vargas was 4 for 4 with 2 home runs. He drove in 3. And now the 1-1 pitch on the way to Vargas. It's going to be low and inside for a ball, 2-1. Ron, as you think about Matthew Boyd facing these White Sox, what are some of the thoughts you have?
Well, I just love what he does. You know, he paid the price for that high fastball, but that's been his bread and butter.
High fly ball, shallow left center. Suzuki will give way to Crow Armstrong, who makes the catch. And that's out number one. 1-0 White Sox, and the batter, Edgar Caro.
But Matthews did such a good job of pitching at the top of the zone with that two-seam fastball that runs across the top of the zone, and a lot of routine flyouts like that last fly ball. And then when he's got that going and all of a sudden the hitters are having to be accountable to that, the change in breaking ball really come into play.
Edgar Caro, another right-handed batter, fouls it away. Caro 1 for 4 yesterday, hitting .293. Boyd has pitched very well for the Cubs this season. He fires and the pitch fouled away. Boyd 3 wins and 2 losses. His ERA a very good 2.78. But he's kept the Cubs in every one of his starts. And that is the first job of a starting pitcher. Give your team a chance to win.
Boy, he has definitely done that. He's fun to watch pitch. He definitely knows what he's doing with the stuff that he has.
Pulled on the ground to third, foul, Ron.
And to me, that's the fun, because you get so many scouting reports and you can see what a guy does as a hitter. But what do you do to try to hit him and to have good quality at bats? Boyd does a great job of pitching around what his report is and just executing his pitch sequences so well.
He's made 8 starts. He has not allowed more than 3 earned runs in any of the 8. Here comes the 1-2 to Caro. Off-speed pitch low and inside. Brennan Miller calling balls and strikes. The umpires also have the military-style white caps on. Jeremy Rayhack is umpiring at first. John Tumpane, a Chicagoland native, umpiring at second. Chris Conroy, the crew chief, will make the decisions down at third. Umpires have the black windbreakers and gray trousers on today and black shoes. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him on a beautiful changeup, and that's out number 2. Strikeout number 1 today for Matthew Boyd. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers. Those are always brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers.
Well, that's the patented change the eye level, high fastball, changeup down, high fastball. Great pitch, 80-mile-an-hour changeup. Speed gun is always powered by Xfinity. Gets seriously powerful Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi is booming.
I've heard that, Ron. In fact, I've heard it from you.
Yeah.
On pretty much a daily basis.
Xfinity. I wonder what it's like working in their office with it booming all the time.
Might be hard to get some work done, you think?
I don't know if I'm constantly booming.
Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Swinging a foul off to the right, out of play. Luis Robert struggling. He's got power with 5 home runs, but his season average 181. He was nothing for 4 yesterday. Tremendous athlete. Makes great defensive plays in center. Leads the big leagues with 17 stolen bases. Robert swings and fouls it back. He is in the final year of his contract and might be traded at the deadline. We shall see. 1-0 Sox, top of the first. Here comes the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Robert chased a high hard one, and down he goes. The White Sox get a run on the leadoff homer by Chase Mydreth. And at the end of a half inning, Sox 1, Cubs coming up. This is The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Cubs fans, it's Kyle Tucker. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Organ failure takes more than strength to overcome. It takes expertise. Loyola Medicine's transplant program is among the most experienced in Illinois, with innovative approaches like gene expression profiling and robotic-assisted surgery. When the odds are long, we bring precision, compassion, and hope. At Loyola Medicine, tough is what we do and who we are. Visit loyolamedicine.org/tough.
Central Rug and Floors is your local design center and full-service flooring destination since 1925, providing the North Shore with unmatched selection of elegant carpet, hardwood, tile, and waterproof flooring, as well as expert flooring installation, carpet cleaning, and bathroom remodeling. Choose from premium flooring brands, including Shaw, Anderson Tough Tex, and Pet Perfect Carpeting for style and durability you can count on. Visit the Evanston showroom today or centralrugandfloors.com. Central Rug and Floors, your local design center, bringing you more selection, services, and savings.
Hey there, Chicago. Come out to the Verizon store located at 6310 Grand Avenue for an afternoon full of your favorite music and a chance to win Cubs on-deck tickets to meet a current player. Plus, learn more about Verizon's deals for Military Appreciation Month going on all this May. So come to the Verizon store at 6310 Grand Avenue this May 22nd from 1 till 3 p.m. Don't miss it.
Lowe's sabe que ahora más que nunca buscas el precio más bajo. Por eso, cuenta con nuestra garantía de precios bajos para obtener lo que necesitas a precios competitivos para tus proyectos. Y si encuentras un artículo igual a un precio más bajo que califica, te lo igualaremos. Lowe's, nosotros ayudamos, tú ahorras. Igualación de precio aplica al artículo igual con un precio actual en tiendas calificadas. Aplican términos y exclusiones. Detalles en lowes.com/garantía precios bajos.
Pete Crow Armstrong will lead off the bottom of the first inning. Had a huge day yesterday with 6 runs batted in. He'll take a fastball strike from right-hander Sean Burke. Cubs leadoff man is always sponsored by Benny's Beverage Depot. If Pete gets a base hit, Benny's Beverage Depot will donate $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Burke is another big boy, right-hander, 6'6", 230 pounds. Sports a bright red glove. And the pitch to Pete Crow Armstrong swung on and missed a high fastball, and that's out number 1. Ron, what is the scouting report on the White Sox starting pitcher today, Sean Burke?
As you said, you've seen it. He's got a very good arm, big guy at 6'6", so he's throwing really downhill. The question for me today, I would be very patient as a hitter here in the early going of this game, especially the first go around through the lineup. His walk totals are somewhat high, and you got to make sure that he's going to throw strikes or let him get himself behind in the count so you can really be ready for that fastball.
Kyle Tucker 2 for 5 yesterday. Big left-handed batter takes low. White Sox in their traveling uniforms, the gray shirts and trousers. They've got the white military hats, black sleeves and numbers and socks. Fastball low and in, 2-0. Uniform description sponsored by Benjamin Moore. On the field or the walls of your home, the right team and colors make all the difference. Official paint of the Chicago Cubs, Benjamin Moore. Outside 3-0. Green light here, Ron?
I would say yes, because it's Kyle Tucker and he's got such a good eye that he can kind of zone in what he wants. I'm just not sure if he's going to want to swing.
He will take up and in. It became a moot point when the pitch was not close to the strike zone. I'm looking at those flags. Any fly ball to right or right center is going to get significant carry, at least the way the wind is right now.
Wind blowing out to right center. Zach talked about in his pregame show about the wind gusts also, so you got to really pay attention today, because there's going to be times in this game where the wind is really going to be just howling out to right and right center.
Seiya Suzuki will take inside. Now, Ron, I know you like to use the opposite field. Would you make a conscious effort to go the other way to try to take advantage of that wind?
I would make a conscious effort of trying to stay right through the middle of the ballpark. I would try to hit the ball to the middle, and to me that's center and right center for me.
Way outside, it's 2-0. Burke is 2-4 for the season. His ERA 4.15. It's his first ever appearance against the Cubs. Short lead at first by Tucker. 1-0 White Sox in the first. Swing and a miss by Suzuki. Sega was trying to give the Cubs the lead with one swing. Beautiful green ivy in full bloom now. Happy to report on the outfield walls. 2-1 pitch instead of toss to first. And it really does look gorgeous. It just completes the ballpark nicely. That ivy on the walls.
There's something about when you're walking Wrigley Field and you're walking in the concourse and you go up those few stairs and you look down at Wrigley with the ivy and the green grass.
Fouled away by Suzuki.
It's perfect, right? It's the perfect setting for baseball. I don't think it could be any better.
And when you see it, you know exactly where you are.
Absolutely, yeah.
Suzuki 2 for 4 yesterday. Tucker at first, 1 away. Cubs trail 1-0 in the first. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Suzuki is out on strike. Suzuki apparently didn't know the count because he lingered near home plate. Took kind of an awkward looking cut at an inside fastball, but he definitely swung, and he is out number 2. So 2 strikeouts sandwiched around a walk. Nobody has put the ball in play yet against Sean Burke. And here's Michael Busch standing in, left-handed batter. See if he can pull one. Takes off speed and in for a strike. 0-1. Busch 1 for 3 in the opener yesterday, hitting .255.
His first inning is powered by Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco Distributors Incorporated.
This pitch rides outside. The count now 1-1. Burke is a native of Massachusetts, from the town of Worcester. It looks like Worcester, but I'm pretty sure you pronounce it Worcester. Here's a toss to first, not in time.
You looked at me. I've never been there.
You've never been?
No.
What was that pronunciation again?
I believe it's Worcester. Of course, you could call it Boston and just keep on moving.
Winner.
Now a big lead at first, and Tucker dancing off the bag. He was a good 25 feet off of first base. Had Burke thrown over, he would have been picked off easily. It's a ball and a strike on Michael Busch. And Tucker, a big jump. He's going to steal second. Curveball is in for a called strike. Tucker again had an enormous jump against Sean Burke. That might have been part of the scouting report, Ron.
Yeah, there's no doubt that that's part of the report, that Burke will come set, he'll hold the ball, and then he does not have any concentration going towards first. It's all at home. And because of that, you saw Tuck just take off for second before he cut loose the ball.
See if Busch can drive in the tying run here in the bottom of the first. The pitch. Fastball is inside. Good fastball at 97. This guy's got a good arm. Burke, the big right-hander, looking in to the catcher Caro for the sign. And now the 2-2 fouled away by Busch.
And there's another stolen base by the Cubs. Steals are powered by Arturo Tire. Tucker stole second base. It's always odd when you see a guy take off from first and the pitcher's still in the set position.
Especially in the big leagues.
Yeah, I would agree.
You might see that on your local amateur American Legion field or high school field. Here's a swing and a foul. Busch just did make contact to stay alive. The lights have been turned on. Again, it's cloudy. Cool, not cold. 61 feels kind of good, actually. Breezy. It is Chicago. What else is new? Breezy, right? Now the 2-2, the stretch. The lead at second by Tucker. And the pitch to Busch. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. And that ends the inning. Busch thought it was inside. 3 strikeouts and a walk. Not a single ball put in play in the bottom of the first by the Cubs. At the end of 1, White Sox 1, Cubs nothing on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Listen to every Cubs game right here on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
What defines tough? It's facing the unthinkable, standing tall. It's teamwork, resilience, precision, and compassion. At Loyola Medicine, we treat the most complex cases with unshakable resolve and unmatched expertise. We don't just care, we fight, we heal. At Loyola Medicine, tough is what we do and who we are. Visit loyolamedicine.org/tough.
Central Rug and Floors is your local design center and full-service flooring destination, proudly serving the North Shore with an unbeatable selection of carpet, hardwood, tile, waterproof flooring, and more. Providing professional carpet cleaning and bathroom remodeling solutions. Shop premium brands, including Karastan Black Label. Refined styling with beautiful, long-lasting performance and flawless craftsmanship with one-of-a-kind patterns and colorations. Visit the Evanston showroom today or centralrugandfloors.com. Central Rug and Floors, your local design center, bringing you more selection, services, and savings.
Hey there, Chicago. Come out to the Verizon store located at 875 North Milwaukee Avenue for an afternoon full of your favorite music and a chance to win Cubs on-deck tickets to meet a current player. Plus, while you're there, learn about Verizon's deals for Military Appreciation Month, going on all this May. So come to the Verizon store at 875 North Milwaukee Avenue this May 18th from 12 till 2 p.m. Don't miss it.
Top two, White Sox leading the Cubs 1-0. The second inning is brought to you by Sea Glass Wines.
Andrew Vaughn hits a pop fly into shallow left center. Coming in and grabbing it is Pete Crow Armstrong. And that's out number one, Zach.
Pat, the second inning is brought to you by Sea Glass Wines, official partner of the Cubs, bringing the California coast to you wherever you are, and the sun beginning to peek through those clouds up ahead.
Lenin Sosa, the batter, right-handed hitter who did not play in the series opener yesterday. Sosa with 3 home runs. He's driven in 11. One other day game going on in New York. The Mets are playing the Yankees. A lot of rivalry games taking place this weekend. Angels and Dodgers, and Giants and Athletics. Of course, the two Chicago teams right here.
Yeah, Washington and Baltimore, they're playing.
Mm-hmm. Sosa waits for the 1-0. The pitch by Matthew Boyd. Swinging a foul back. Good pitch in on his hands. I was reading about some of the games from last night. How about the night that Wilmer Flores had for the Giants? 3 home runs, including a grand slam, and 8 RBIs in a win over the Athletics. He says he was the Benny's Beverage Depot player of the game for the Giants.
Yeah, he cheers him. Absolutely.
His grand slam, the 7th grand slam of his career. Here's a high pop fly, shallow right. Horner, the second baseman, backpedaling, calling, and squeezing for out number 2. And I know, Ron, you hit a grand slam in the big leagues, a great thrill, but how about 7 grand slams? That's big time.
Absolutely it is. Yeah, that's a big deal. There's no doubt. One of my teammates had a number like that. Robin Ventura hit a bunch of grand slams.
Didn't he have grand slams in both ends of a doubleheader at one time?
So, yeah.
With the White Sox?
Yeah.
Tim Elko, the batter. Elko takes outside. Elko with 1 home run. It was a game winner against Alcantara, Sandy Alcantara of Miami last Sunday on the south side. It was the first big league hit for Tim Elko, and it was a game winning homer against a former Cy Young Award winner, Alcantara. The 2-0 pitch fouled away. Now the sun is fighting its way through the clouds. Getting back to Wilmer Flores, though, the Giants won the game 9-1. He now has 41 RBIs, tied with Aaron Judge for the major league lead.
Wow.
As hot as Judge has been, I'd be thrilled to be tied with him in any category.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you start thinking about 41 RBIs, you're just barely a quarter of the way through the year. You're talking about 130, 140 RBIs pace. Now the 2-2 to Elko. Strike three called. 1-2-3 inning. Impressive inning for Matthew Boyd. After 1.5, it's the White Sox 1, the Cubs nothing. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
This is your home for every pitch of Cubs baseball. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
Hay algo mejor que disfrutar tus favoritos de Wendy's. Ahorrar plata en tus favoritos de Wendy's. Y ahí es donde entra el Fave and Save Deal de Wendy's. Disfruta una Dave Single, unas papitas pequeñas y un Frosty clásico pequeño de chocolate o vainilla por solo $7.99. 3 de los mejores de Wendy's por menos de $8. Si este deal no es GOAT, anda cerca. Ven a un Wendy's participante antes de que este deal desaparezca.
Kick off summer with Memorial Day savings at Lowe's. Right now, get 5 Scott's Naturescapes 1.5 cubic foot mulch bags for just $10. Plus, get up to 40% off select major appliances and save an extra $50 on every $500 you spend on select major appliances $396 or more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 5/28. Mulch offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details.
The 50-50 raffle features a guaranteed $50,000 jackpot. Fans in Illinois can get tickets at cubs.com/raffle or from a raffle ambassador here at Wrigley Field through the 8th inning of each game, now through the end of tomorrow's game. Pat?
Raffle ambassador, you say, Zach. Dansby Swanson leads off. Swings and misses. The bat goes flying up against the netting above the Cubs' third base dugout. The ball was swung on and missed. And Dansby now will get the bat retrieved to him by one of the bat boys. Did you have an issue with bats flying out of your hands?
No, I think I've done that once or twice in all 17 years of me playing. I was a overabundance of pine tar on my bat.
Swanson takes outside for a ball. Can you overdo the pine tar sometimes?
Yeah, you can a little bit, but I had a lot of it on my bat all the time.
Here comes the 1-1, wrapped on the ground, base hit left field. Dansby continues his hot stretch. He is now on base with either a hit or a walk in 17 consecutive games. And let's see if this single leads to bigger and better things.
But it's this two-seam fastball, starts out outer half and ends up inner half, and Dansby about knee high, and he just smokes this ball in the left field. Great swing.
Moises Ballesteros had his first big league hit yesterday. Left-handed batter waiting, and the pitch to Moises in for a strike. The defense, they play him straight away. The center fielder, Luis Robert, is not playing particularly deep. The right-hander Burke out of the stretch. Nobody out. Cubs trail 1-0. Ballesteros takes way outside.
Robert.
Defensive alignment, Ron, sponsored by Fitzgerald Equipment. Material handling handled. Learn more at fitzgeraldequipment.com.
Sorry about that, but Robert has great speed, as we know, in center field. And with this wind howling out, maybe he just feels like if it's hit over his head, there's a good chance it's going out of the ballpark. So play in and try to take away the base hit in front of him. It's the only thing I can think of.
Yesterday, as you say that, Ron, a very difficult play for all of the fielders on both teams because of the wind and the sun. There were a few pop flies that were they were uncatchable. The runner goes, the pitch high, throw to second. The throw goes into center field. Dansby Swanson will hold at second. Dansby took a look over his shoulder after his head-first slide and realized that Robert was playing shallow and got to the ball quickly, and he probably would have been nailed had he tried to run to third.
Yeah, Dansby gets just an average jump here, but the throw way high and a little slow getting rid of it. And this ball just sails into center field. Actually a good play by Robert to come in and get to that ball to stop Dansby from going to third.
Now man at second, nobody out. Ballesteros waiting and takes high, ball 3-1.
Designated hitters, Ballesteros DHing today. They're sponsored by BBQ Authority. Visit BBQ Authority in Lyle.
Sean Burke, the right-hander, to the belt. And the 3-1. Low and inside. Ballesteros gets the base on balls. 2 men on. Nico Horner coming up.
Second stolen base of the game today for the Cubs. There's another steal by the Cubs. Steals are powered by a Turo tire. And see if Nico can use this right center gap. That wind blowing out towards, it's actually switched a little bit, blowing out now almost really to straight right. It's blowing out, but blowing out hard. Well, you get one up in that wind going to right center, it's going to fly.
Nico Horner 2 for 5 yesterday, scored 3 times. Long conference on the mound.
All reviews in this game are sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. Second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine.
Ethan Katz, the pitching coach for the White Sox, heads back to the first base dugout. Walks to Cub batters, by the way. Sponsored by It'sNotAGameIllinois.com. Remember, a walk is free. A DUI is not. Drive sober or get pulled over. The Sox are looking for a bunt from Nico Horner. Here's the pitch. Nico did not show bunt, and I'm not looking for him to bunt. How about you, Ron?
No, not at all.
As he takes low and inside, ball 1.
Wind blowing out here at Wrigley. When you get men on base, you want your hitters to swing and try to put up a crooked number.
Vargas shallow at third. So is Elko at first. Here's the pitch. Horner takes a strike. 1-1. Nico looking down at Quentin Berry, the third base coach. Runners take their leads. The stretch by Burke and the pitch. Fouled away by Nico, and the count 1-2. Burke's best game came on the 1st of May against Milwaukee. 6 shutout innings. And earned the win that day. Overall, his record 2-4. Attended the University of Maryland as a collegian. First round pick for the Sox in July of 2021. Nico takes up and in, the count 2-2.
Now you can see why he would be a first round pick. There's no doubt. Big guy. Said 6'6", big power arm.
Yeah, the sun shining at Wrigley. Here's the pitch, fouled away. That was a protected type swing. Nico knew the pitch was close to the zone. Did not take one of his better cuts, but he just fouled it back to stay alive. There's an art to that.
Keep the at bat going. That's one thing that good big league hitters do.
The stretch by Burke and the 2-2. Nico takes just outside. 3-2. Now let's see if Craig Counsell wants to roll the dice and have the runners moving on the payoff pitch. It's risky with nobody out, men at first and second, but it can also pay off. They're not going. The pitch inside, ball 4. The ball dropped by the catcher Caro, and now the bases are loaded. That pitch was not that far inside, but the catcher Caro did not glove it cleanly. Bases loaded now with nobody out. And the batter is Miguel Amaya, a potential turning point of this ball game right now.
I really think if he catches that ball cleanly and just catches it, it's probably strike 3. Kind of batted at it and knocked it out of the strike zone.
Amaya batting with the infield back. Line drive, base hit down the left field line. 1 run is in. Ballesteros scores. 2-1 Cubs. Stopping at second is Nico Horner. 2-run single Miguel Amaya. He has 20 RBIs. And the Cubs have the lead. Still nobody out. Now they're thinking about a big inning.
Great job by Amaya. He stays on this curveball away. Head snaps down in contact. Keeps the eyes there. And hits this ball right over to third baseman's head, down the line somewhat. And because of that, it drives in 2 runs. Big swing in the bat for the Cubs.
Amaya has been one of the better clutch hitters all year. Vidal Brujan, number 9 hitter, left-handed batter waiting. And let's see if he's going to lay down a bunt. He takes a strike. He did not square. Swanson and Ballesteros each scoring on the 2-run single by Amaya. Horner stopped at second. 4 straight batters have reached. 2 singles and 2 walks. And now the pitch to Brujan. Check swing. Did he go? No swing on a low breaking ball. And the count is 1-1. And Burke, after 1+ inning, is already up to 37 pitches. He's walked 3. Now the 1-1. Big chop slowly hit to a charging shortstop Meidrith, running throw to first to get his man there. That serves the same result as the sacrifice bunt, as men end up at second and third. And now Pete Crow Armstrong coming up, Ron.
Yeah, this is exactly right. He just chops this ball into the ground at home plate, and it is exactly like a bunt. And now the Cubs really have something going with Pete. And then Tucker coming up next.
Now the infield in. Pete Crow Armstrong struck out in the first. He hits a drive into center field, a base hit. This is going to drive in 2 more runs, and the Cubs lead 4-1. Pete Crow Armstrong did not waste any time. Nice easy swing, Ron, and he lined one to the gap in right center. And now he has 38 runs batted in and 8 in the first 2 games of this series.
Well, as you said, he just goes out and gets this pitch and just hooks it. And just great swing. Head stays on the ball and not over swinging. As you said, it bullet in the gap, drives in 2. Cubs offense coming alive here in this second inning.
3 singles and 2 walks, still only 1 away. Now this might be a great time for Pete Crow Armstrong to steal early in the count, possibly to Tucker. What do you think?
Yeah, I would agree. I think the Cubs have something on Burke stealing from first base, and they're running.
Tucker takes high for a ball. After the inning that Burke has already had, you know, his mind is not as clear or as calm as it might be otherwise, and it might be a very good time to run on him. Now the stretch for the 1-0. Crow Armstrong yesterday, I mentioned 6 RBIs as a leadoff man. That tied an all-time Cubs record for the most ribbies in one game by a leadoff hitter. It had been done 4 times previously, but not since 1976. Armstrong running, the throw to second, not in time. Stolen base. Pete Crow Armstrong, a big jump, goes in head first, gets the stolen base.
Great jump by Pete at first base. He almost overslides second base. He goes head first and keeps going, and his back foot, his left foot stays on the bag, but barely. Yeah, that's a long way to slide. He slid right over the top of the bag.
Stolen base number 14 for Pete. Now Tucker with an RBI opportunity pops it up to the shortstop, Mydrith. Mydrith makes the catch in very short left field, and that's out number 2. Poor Armstrong has only been caught stealing 3 times to go with the 14 successes. Before Suzuki bats 10 for ID, this is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Covering the Cubs and all of Chicago's team on the Spiegel and Holmes Show afternoons 2 to 6 on The Score, WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Suzuki, the 8th man to bat in the inning, and he will take a strike. The RBIs by Crow Armstrong. Sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Get old. Old National Bank, that is. We're going to play the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game here soon. Here's a swing and a drive foul out of play. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Yesterday, the audience was 40,171. Now the 0-2, a pickoff throw to second. Crow Armstrong back in. I'll go ahead and start today's and just say 40,004. 40004.
I will say 40,250.
Seiya takes one outside. It's 1-2.
I'm going to say 40,500.
So we're all in that 40 neighborhood. Paul Zarang is going to make his guess. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Seiya. And he'll foul it away. Burke up to 46 pitches, and we're still in just the second inning.
And the maestro Paul Zarang going with 40,922.
So we're all locked in. There are fans on the rooftops across Waveland and Sheffield Avenues. Suzuki lays off a high fastball. 2-2. Do we need a station ID here, or did we already give one? I thought it was an hour ago. See, time just flies.
Yeah. That's what happens when you're having fun.
Here comes the 2-2. Line towards short, caught by Mydrith, and that ends the inning. Soft line drive, but a prosperous second inning for the Cubs. They score 4 times on 3 hits and 2 walks and a clutch couple of singles. 2-run singles each by Miguel Amaya and Pete Crow Armstrong. At the end of 2, Cubs 4, White Sox 1. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Take the Cubs with you in the Chicagoland area on the free Odyssey app. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Now more than ever, Lowe's knows you don't just want a low price, you want the lowest price. And with our lowest price guarantee, you can count on us for competitive prices on all your home improvement projects. If you find a qualifying lower price somewhere else on the same item, we'll match it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Price match applies the same item. Current price at qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at Lowes.com/lowest price guarantee.
If you own your own business or plan to start one, you need a good general liability insurance policy.
General liability insurance protects your business from any risk or accident that may occur.
Get better price
and better coverage
from Magnum Insurance.
Commercial insurance that works.
Now at Verizon, we have some big news for your peace of mind. For all our customers, existing and new, we're locking in low prices for 3 years, guaranteed, on My Plan and My Home. That's future you peace of mind. And everyone can save on a brand new phone on My Plan when you trade in any phone from one of our top brands. That's new phone peace of mind. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or you're just joining us, we got you. Visit the Berwyn Verizon store at 7160 Shermack Road today. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
20% off sunglasses from Shadon Precision Eyewear. Hurry over to SeeBetterPlayBetter.com and use promo code SPRING. See better and play better with Shadon. That's SeeBetterPlayBetter.com. Promo code SPRING.
Top 3, Cubs 4, Sox 1. 62 degrees, partly cloudy, wind blowing out to right, gusting up to 28 miles per hour. Time and temperature sponsored by Circa.
Deep fly ball, left center. Back goes Cole Armstrong near the center field fence and makes the great backhanded catch. Joshua Palacios drove one just to the left of dead center, directly over Pete Crow Armstrong's head. He ran back and made a very athletic backhanded catch. Had to be thinking about that padded or that ivy-covered brick wall, but he was very cool and made an excellent backhanded catch. You just can't teach that, Ron.
No, you can't. It's one of those things where his speed of getting back there early enough to where he's not running into that wall in full speed.
Michael Taylor lines a base hit to left, so that makes the catch look even more significant. 1 out, 1 on. Cubs lead 4-1. Top of inning number 3, and the leadoff batter is Chase Mydreth.
And Pat, time and temperature sponsored by Circa Sports Illinois. Bet like the pros and download the Circa Sports app today.
All right, Zach, thank you. Mydreth led off the game with a home run. Right-handed batting shortstop, and he'll take a curveball from Matthew Boyd inside. Well, when you think about the defense up the middle for this Cubs team, I don't know that there's a team in baseball that can match the defense of your center fielder Crow Armstrong, your shortstop Dansby Swanson, second baseman Nico Horner, and the catchers Miguel Amaya and Carson Kelly. I really don't know if there's a better defensive middle for any team in the big leagues.
Yeah, I would definitely put them up against anybody. I really would.
There is a strike to Mydreth.
And so much of the game is, you take good solid defense for granted sometimes because it just happens and the innings roll on. But when you don't have solid defense, you notice it very well.
Fastball away. You're right, Ron. I was thinking the other day, people always talk about your run scoring ability and your pitching. You know, pitching wins games, pitching wins World Series, which is true. And you got to score. But boy, defense is right there in that same mix to me with the other two, with run scoring and pitching. I got to put defense almost on a par with both of those.
Yeah, I would agree. You really don't. You take it for granted when guys are good defenders and they make all the plays day in and day out.
3-1 to Mydreth is in there for a strike, 3-2.
Good changeup by Boyd on 3-1. Excellent pitch. Coming to you live all season long. The Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs.
Matthew Boyd ready for the 3-2 pitch. And here it comes, fouled away. He had Taylor moving back toward first base. The runner for the White Sox thought there was going to be a pickoff throw.
Taylor kind of bouncing around at first base. Boyd has a pretty good pickoff move. See if they throw over.
Cubs lead 4-1 here in the 3rd inning. Here's the pitch. Grounded up the middle, base hit to center, right past Boyd. And the White Sox have men at first and second. Sharply hit ball. One of those where Boyd made a stab at it, just could not get leather on it. And it skipped right up the middle for a single. Mydreth now 2 for 2, and the batter is Miguel Vargas.
Yeah, if this ball's a little higher, Boyd might have had a chance. It was about calf high, and this sizzled right past him.
Now you think about that big defensive play by Crow Armstrong to start the inning. The runners go, and the pitch is outside. Throw to third is not in time. A double steal. You could see the runner at first. Mydreth almost took off a little early, but the double steal turns into a success. The pitch was outside from Matthew Boyd, and the Sox now have men at second and third with one away.
From watching and remembering Taylor from Washington, he was always a guy that liked stealing third base.
Vargas will take a strike. And Taylor gets the steal of third. Give Mydreth the steal at second. Sox threatening now. Men at second and third. One down. The 1-1 to Vargas. Fouled away. 1-2. It's a spot where a pitcher could really use a strikeout. What could do it, Ron?
I think you start going to the changeup now that he's ahead. He's made some good pitches. You go to that changeup, and you could either get the rollover ground ball to third or the punch out.
The stretch by Boyd for the 1-2, and here it comes. Nope, he's going to back away. Not quite ready to make the delivery. Boyd has pitched very well in a Cub uniform. He has struggled in his career against the White Sox, and he's seen a lot of them as he pitched for the Tigers and the Indians. Curveball hit in the air to left. Long run over toward the line. Suzuki makes a running catch. A run will score, but another nice defensive play by a Cub outfielder. Suzuki, a fine running catch, reached up over the shoulder, made the grab, heading toward the left field line. Holding at second on the play, Mydreth, as Taylor tags and scores, and now it's a 4-2 Cubs lead.
This pitch, it does go with the off-speed pitch. It's away, but it's up. If it was down, he might have got the strikeout, but it was up, and it ends up getting lofted in the left field. Nice play, as you said, Pat, by Suzuki, to go down the line and get that ball.
Edgar Caro will swing and miss. He tried to check, couldn't do it. Oh, wait a minute. First base umpire Jeremy Rayhack said no swing. I would love to see that one again.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. I thought he swung for sure.
We're not going to get a replay, apparently. Here's the next offering. Just outside the count, 2-0. Well, 2 balls and no strikes on Caro. The tall left-hander will make a pickoff throw to second with Horner covering, not in time. But getting back to the importance of defense, the outfield has saved, who knows how many runs they've saved in this inning, with the great play by Crow Armstrong to start the inning. Then there were a couple of hits, and then another nice catch by Suzuki in left. Here's a fly ball to center. Crow Armstrong's going to grab this one, and that ends the inning. White Sox get 1 on 2 hits. They leave 1. Middle of inning number 3. Cubs 4, White Sox 2. This is The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Great Cubs guests all season long. Rahimi and Harris, middays 10 a.m. to 2 on The Score.
Spreadsheets, clunky software, 100 different logins just to run your business? Ah.
There's a better way. Odoo. One simple, connected platform that handles sales, inventory, accounting, and more, so you can focus on growing, not juggling. Make the switch today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Window Nation customers have been singing our praises for years. With fast, local service and an industry-leading 96% customer satisfaction rating, it's no wonder.
I researched window companies for the last year to see what the average prices were and the quality of work. Window Nation nailed both.
Right now, get 4 windows free with every 4 you buy, plus no interest for 2 years. Hurry, this offer ends soon. Schedule a free estimate now. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com. That's 866-90-NATION.
When you're with Amex Business Platinum, going the extra mile for your business pays off. With 5 times membership rewards points on flights and prepaid hotels booked through AmexTravel.com, you can earn more points to help grow your business. And with access to more than 1,400 lounges globally through the American Express Global Lounge Collection, including the Centurion Lounge,
can I get you a refill?
You can stay fresh wherever your business travel takes you. That's the powerful backing of American Express. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/AmexBusiness.
Man, that was easy.
Bulldog Rotary Hammer!
Hello?
It is I, He-Man, your inner Bosch.
Inner...
Bosch!
I'm sorry, what?
That power powerful feeling you get when you can powerfully blast through concrete. Say it with me.
What, like right now?
Yes! We have the power!
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch.
Michael Busch is on deck for the Cubs. Who's on Deck is brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit timbertech.com. Huh?
All right, Zach, thank you. Bottom of inning number 3. Cubs will have Busch, Swanson, and Ballesteros batting in this inning against Sean Burke. White Sox have scored single tallies in the first and third. Chase Mydreth led off the game with a home run. Miguel Vargas just added a sac fly in the top of this third inning a minute ago. Cubs got their 4 in the second inning, a pair of 2-run singles, one each by Miguel Amaya and Pete Crow Armstrong. Michael Busch will try to crank up a Cubs rally here in the third as he takes a pitch outside from Sean Burke. Busch 1 for 4 in the series, wearing the blue batting gloves on either hand. He'll take inside ball 2-0. Burke had his first big league win last September in a game against Oakland. Now they're called just the Athletics, but at that time they were the Oakland Athletics. Sox made him their 3rd round pick in the July 2021 first year player draft. Busch takes inside ball 4, a 4-pitch walk. That's about the last thing Burke wanted to do. He had that laborious second inning when the Cubs got all 4 of their runs, and now he starts off the very next inning with a 4-pitch walk. Cubs leading 4-2, and the batter is Dansby Swanson. Dansby started the rally with a sharp single right up the middle. Actually, it was a base hit to left field. And now Swanson will take a strike, 0-1. Well, Ron, I know you had the party at Coombs Corner down in Lockport last night. And from what you were telling me, it sounds like everyone had a great time.
Yeah, we did. Yes, absolutely. We had a packed house. I want to thank David and everybody from Yuengling who helped out. It was, you know, they did a tasting. They did all kinds of stuff yesterday, gave away all kinds of different things. Thank you to Mitch Rosen, and all our shows and everybody that helped promote it throughout the week. But Yuengling was our sponsor, and we had a great time. And then, you know, we gave away some tickets last night to some Cubs games and some Sox games coming up. So thank you to the White Sox and Pete Catazone, one of my buddies who works over there, who donated some tickets. And then Johnny Vincent sang last night for a couple hours, and he just killed it last night. So I thank everybody for coming out last night. We had a very good time in Lockport last night.
Swanson takes outside. It's 1-2. So John sang for 2 full hours.
Right at 2 hours. By the time, you know, he was trying to get done because he had to be here this morning. He did the anthem this morning, you know, and so he was here early, and yeah, some of the people didn't want him to leave.
Bounce to third. Vargas goes to second for 1. The throw to first, not in time. A hustling Swanson beats the relay. Fielder's choice, 5-4. Out at second is Busch. Cubs lead 4-2 here in the third, and the batter is Moises Ballesteros.
Now this has double play written all over it, and the only way it's not is if you really hustle down the line. Dansby rolls over this ball, and he just outruns the play and beats the throw to first. So great hustle by Dansby.
That's the way you play the game. There is Moises Ballesteros. The stretch by the tall right-hander Burke, and the pitch. Moises takes outside. But now there was a rumor going around that John did not sing solo for the full 2 hours, Ron.
Huh. There's a rumor, huh?
He was joined by the proprietor of Coombs Corner.
Well, there's a few of us. I don't know what you're...
I'm talking about the man for whom the restaurant is named.
That guy. Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
And you got up to sing. And I understand that was the highlight of the night for everyone.
I didn't quite get that same feeling when I was singing with John. I've learned when you sing with somebody who's really good and you don't hold the mic up real close to your mouth, you kind of sound like that, and that's a good thing for me. You know what I mean?
Swinging a foul back by Ballesteros. Do you remember the songs that you accompanied John Vincent in?
We did a couple country songs, and we did a...
do you have any titles?
Van Morrison song. And
Moondance?
Yeah, actually.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Ballesteros. Hit in the air to left, slicing foul and back out of play. You guys sang Moondance.
But the thing is, you don't... Well, kind of. He did. You know, I stood up there and, you know, I think I did my part very well by introducing him and saying thank you to everybody at the end of the night. That was my role. Yeah. And making sure everybody had plenty of Yingling last night and and all of those things. It was good. We had a great time, though.
That does sound like a great time. Now, I want our listeners to know that John Vincent, who does an incredible job with the national anthem here at Wrigley, he and Wayne Messmer both are just brilliant singers of the anthem, and they also appear other places in the Chicagoland area. Swanson runs. This ball is popped in the air, shallow left. Coming in is Taylor. The wind starts to pull it over toward left center, and Taylor makes a running one-handed catch. And that's out number 2. Cubs lead 4-2, 2 down a man at first, and the batter is Nico Horner. But I'm sure you could probably go to the website with John Vincent or Wayne Messmer and find out where they are going to be singing, because they both are just tremendous.
Well, Johnny got his start at Mike Ditka's restaurant singing basically Sinatra songs, but he has like 30 different musicians and voices that he does, and he just shut down my whole play. I mean, we had a 45-minute to an hour wait at times to get in to get a seat yesterday, and he shut down our whole place for everybody just to listen to John. He was incredible last night, and it was a wow for people that haven't heard him sing. There's a wow there that he just brings, and an energy, and couldn't be just thankful. Yep.
Nico Horner fouls it away, 1-1. And what a good guy he is.
Yeah, right. He brought one of my little league coaches with him from our neighborhood where we grew up, so that was a lot of fun.
Swing and a miss by Nico. The count 1-2. Maybe the best breaking ball that Burke has snapped off so far today.
He's got 2, Pat, and they're both good. The question is, does he control them enough to throw them in the zone or right around the zone? That last one was a nasty slider in the outside corner at the knees.
Burke at 65 pitches with 2 outs in the third. He'll be fortunate to go 5 innings at that pace. Swanson leaning at first, not running. Nico hits a little chopper slowly toward first, and the ball is rolling, and it hits the bag. A fair ball. Nico did not run. He thought the ball was going to be foul. It started foul by several feet, and then when the White Sox saw that Nico was not running, they just let the ball go, and it ended up rolling up and hitting the first base bag. Surprising. The inning comes to an end. This third inning and this slow down in the action is brought to you by Iservay. At the end of 3, it's the Cubs 4 and the White Sox 2. This is The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Cubs fans, it's Craig Counsell. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Another app for inventory, one for CRM. Oh, don't forget accounting. Wait, which login was that?
Or you could use Odoo, one fully integrated system that does it all without the hassle. Ditch the app overload. Get everything your business needs on one platform. Try Odoo free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
When you're with Amex Business Platinum, you have the card that helps businesses dream bigger. Get a flexible spending limit that adapts with your business and earn 1.5 times membership rewards points on select business purchases. So you can stock up on what you need to take your business further and get rewarded for growing bigger. That's the powerful backing of American Express. Not all purchases will be approved. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/Amex Business.
This Bosch 2-in-1 impact driver rules.
Oh, yeah!
That couldn't have been
Macho Man Randy Savage indeed. Yeah, a.k.a. Uriner Bosch. I'm a macho manifestation of that feeling you get when you use that 2-in-1 impact driver.
Oh, yeah?
Nah, say it with your chest, brother. Oh, yeah!
Oh, yeah!
Well, we'll work on that.
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch.
Little ground ball to third, one hopper to Jean. A routine play as Roberts makes the first out of the inning. Excellent breaking ball to get the first out.
One away run. Andrew Vaughn, the batter. Sunny and breezy. A few clouds in the area. Actually a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Bright colors at Wrigley. Love the colors. The green grass, green ivy. All the whites, blue shirts in the stands. A few reds and yellows and greens here and there, but mainly white and blue. Andrew Vaughn with a count of 1-1. Cubs on top 4-2, inning number 4 with one down. The 1-1 pitch popped up, foul, right side. Bush over near the dugout taking a look, but it's going to be well back out of play. Well, looking at some of the minor league notes today, Ron, some good news regarding Matt Shaw. Matt has been a hot hitter here of late. For AAA Iowa, Matt in a 12-7 win over St. Paul yesterday went 3 for 5 with 2 home runs. And it's the second consecutive game that he's had multiple home runs. So he is certainly warming up to the point where perhaps he'll be ready to return to the Cubs big league team soon. We'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great news. He's gone down and he's trying to make some adjustments in his approach at the plate.
Outside 2-2 on Vaughn.
And I know 2 days ago I looked at the swings that he hit the home runs. Both of them went to the middle of the field, or the one to right center field, a long home run.
You liked that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Swing and a miss, strike 3 on a good changeup by Boyd. Vaughn is gone, and here is Lenyn Sosa.
When a guy is struggling at the plate, and then all of a sudden he's making a comeback, right? And you're getting out of this slumping situation, or you're making an adjustment. When you're driving the ball to center field, that is a good thing.
His average is up to 284 too, and that's a good thing.
Well,
strike to Sosa. First out in the inning, brought to you by Xfinity. The Wi-Fi is booming. Here comes the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Good changeup. Some nice rhythm by Matthew Boyd in this inning. Let's see if he can work a 1-2-3 frame. Each team with 3 hits. Cubs got all of their runs in the second inning and continue to lead 4-2.
Guys, a quick check of the out-of-town scoreboard sponsored by Citgo. Club Citgo can save you money every day. When you start with Citgo, you're good to go. Cody Bellinger, a solo shot for the Yankees. They're tied at 2 with the Mets in the top of the 8th.
Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that ends the inning. By the way, the 4th inning sponsored by Wintrust, home of the exclusive Cubs debit card. Member FDIC EHL lender. 1-2-3 inning for Boyd. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's the Cubs 4 and the White Sox 2 on the score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs radio network.
The Cubs play here with Hall of Famer Pat Hughes and All-Star Ron Coomer on the Cubs radio network.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
Lowe's knows that no matter your paint or stain project, saving is at the top of your to-do list. Save now with buy one, get one half off select paints, stains, and primers from top brands like Valspar, HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams, and Cabot via Visa gift card rebate. Find more Memorial Day deals now at Lowe's. We help, you save. Selection varies by location. While supplies last, discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. Offer valid 5/15 through 5/28.
Too many tools, too much stress, and way too many bills.
Odoo replaces it all. One connected platform for every part of your business, so you can work faster, smarter, and for less. Odoo, the only software you'll ever need. Try it free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
League Leaders are sponsored by American Sail. Bring the fun home. Aaron Judge leading Major League Baseball in batting average, hitting .405. Judge tied for the RBI lead with Wilmer Flores, both with 41. PCA right behind them with 38.
Miguel Amaya, Zach will lead off the inning and take low and outside. What else you got?
Shohei Ohtani is the home run leader with 16. Ohtani also leads with 49 runs scored, and Judge leads in just about everything else offensively.
Fastball strike 1-1,
including on base percentage, slugging, OPS. That's the metric that tracks a player's ability to both get on base and hit for power. And Judge also leads in hits with 70.
Down low, and it's 2-1. How about the Minnesota Twins? They beat Milwaukee last night 3-0. Joe Ryan in 6 innings gave up only 2 hits, struck out 9. Minnesota has won 12 consecutive games. Fly ball to right center. Converging are Robert and Palacios. Palacios makes the catch. Robert just avoided contact by pulling up at the last second as the right fielder made the catch.
It's one of those plays. The wind has a factor. Everybody converging on the ball. And I don't think anybody wants to collide with Robert when he's running full speed. He is a big human being and very fast.
Vidal Brujan hits a weak ground ball to second base. Sosa will throw him out, 2 down. Getting back to Minnesota, they've got a string now. They're pitching run. They have not given up a run in 24 consecutive innings. 12 straight wins to repeat. When this winning streak started, they were way under 500. They were 13-20, and now they are 25-20. And it brings to mind an old baseball saying that certainly is true in this case. It's not always who you play, but when you play them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Teams are just different types of ball clubs at various points of their year. Here's a smash into the right field corner off the bat of Crow Armstrong. It bounces past Palacios. He turns on the Jets around second. Going to third. He's got a triple. As soon as it got by Palacios, you knew what Pete was thinking. 3-bagger, head first slide, as he has a triple to the delight of this crowd.
Second triple of the year for Pete, and I always wonder, depending on what the ball does when it goes in the corner, we know he's going for 3. I always wonder if one more kick around in the corner, does he keep going? We've seen it. And you just, you're like, he comes flying into third base with a head first dive.
Let's see if Tucker now can drive in a run with a man at third, 2 down. Cubs leading 4-2. Crow Armstrong with a 3-base hit. That's his second triple of the year. Tucker has walked and popped out. The pitch to Kyle. Check swing. No swing. And the count now 2-0.
And Mully and Haw talk Cubs baseball and Chicago sports every weekday morning from 5:30 to 10 on 6-7 in the Score and the Odyssey app.
Triples are brought to you by the Great Lakes Credit Union. Here comes the 2-0. Tucker takes high. Snap throw to third, not in time. That's right. The Great Lakes Credit Union, they make another donation to the Northern Illinois Food Bank. Join GLCU's mission of banking for a greater good at glcu.org. 3-0. I'll bet he's got the green light. He takes high for ball 4. I still think he had it. And here's Seiya Suzuki. I got the feeling that Burke did not want to mess with Tucker in that at bat.
Yeah, that's exactly right. He was pitching around him. There's no doubt.
2 outs, men at first and third. Seiya with an RBI opportunity.
Wind still blowing out hard towards right and right center.
Sean Burke, the big right-hander, ready in the pitch. Tucker runs the pitch inside. Bluff throw to second. And now a throw to third. It's not in time. Give Tucker a stolen base. So now a base hit could bring in 2 more. So this is one of those pivotal moments in the game. Every game's got about 5 or 6 moments like this. Sometimes more, sometimes a few less. But these are key spots. Second and third, 2 outs.
I'm really surprised that the White Sox have thrown to third base twice with Pete Crow Armstrong there. That's a really risky throw with 2 outs. So much bad can happen. And I'm just kind of surprised that they've done that.
Suzuki, it's a ground ball to third, scooped up by Vargas. The toss across in time ends the inning. Cubs don't score, leave a pair. Zach joins Ron in a moment. At the end of 4, Cubs 4, White Sox 2. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Cubs fans, it's Ian Happ. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Another app for inventory, one for CRM. Oh, don't forget accounting. Wait, which login was that?
Or you could use Odoo, one fully integrated system that does it all without the hassle. Ditch the app overload. Get everything your business needs on one platform. Try Odoo free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
When you're with Amex Business Platinum, going the extra mile for your business pays off. With 5 times membership rewards points on flights and prepaid hotels booked through AmexTravel.com, you can earn more points to help grow your business. And with access to more than 1,400 lounges globally through the American Express Global Lounge Collection, including the Centurion Lounge.
Can I get you a refill?
You can stay fresh wherever your business travel takes you. That's the powerful backing of American Express. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/AmexBusiness.
Man, that was easy.
Bulldog Rotary Hammer!
Hello?
It is I, He-Man, your inner Bosch.
Inner...
Bosch!
I'm sorry, what?
That powerful feeling you get when you can powerfully blast through concrete. Say it with me.
What, like right now?
Yes! We have the power!
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a...
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
Alongside Ron Coomer, Zach Saidman with you. We're coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs. Top 5 Cubs, a 4-2 lead over the White Sox And the batter is Tim Elko. He looks at a curveball low for ball 1. Elko caught looking in the second. Matthew Boyd has 5 strikeouts so far this afternoon for the Cubs. The left-hander works his motion, and Elko looks at a ball outside. Another off-speed delivery that missed. 2-0 the count. Wind blowing from left to right at the moment here at the friendly confines as Boyd deals. The 2-0 is whacked foul out of play. Second deck off to the right. Nice catch made by a fan. So 2-1 the count. Elko hitting at 125 in 16 at-bats. Right-handed batter. Open stance, hits out of a crouch. And the pitch is inside for ball 3. Cubs scored 4 times in the second inning to take the lead. In yesterday's ball game, they did the same thing, scoring 6 times in the second. Elko drives one in the air, deep center field. Cole Armstrong looks up, and this one's gone. Just to the right of dead center, Tim Elko with his second home run of the season. And the White Sox within 1. It's now 4-3 Cubs here in the 5th.
This pitch is out over the plate from Boyd, and to a right-handed hitter, it's down and away, but if you can get the ball elevated, we've talked about this all day. Elko with a really nice swing, not a lot of movement, and he just gets underneath this ball enough and gets it elevated and ends up about the 3rd row of bleachers in right center.
Joshua Palacios looks at a curveball high and outside for ball 1. That was a shot by Elko, 425 feet. The 1-0 called strike on the outside corner, a sinking fastball from Boyd. It's got to be fun to hit on days like today. It cannot be fun for pitchers. As Boyd deals the 1-1 delivery, Palacios swings and misses. The bat goes flying. Ends up right near the coach's box along the first baseline.
It's going to be a sale on pine tar here coming up. It's the second bat we've seen go flying out of someone's hand. Dansby Swanson did it an inning ago or so.
It's a 1-2 the count as Palacios adds some extra pine tar to the handle of that bat. 4-3 Cubs here in the middle game of this 3-game set against the White Sox. Palacio digs in. Lefty-lefty matchup. Here comes the 1-2. Low and outside. A slider that missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes. It was mostly cloudy when we started. Now I'd say it's partly cloudy. The 2-2. Fouled out of play off to the left by Palacios. Meaning there's a lot more sun now than when the ball game started. Boyd works on the extreme third base side of the rubber. The left-hander kicks and delivers. Called strike 3. Fastball on the outer edge, freezing Palacios. 1 away. The first out is brought to you by Xfinity. The Wi-Fi is booming.
Good pitch by Boyd. A little cross-fired fastball hits the outside corner. And as a hitter, you just feel like that ball's about 6 inches off the plate away. And then you look at the glove and where it's caught and you go, maybe not.
Michael A. Taylor at the plate looks at a ball outside. 1-0. So that's 6 strikeouts this afternoon for Boyd. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers are brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. The pitch fouled back off the screen by Taylor. 1-1. Cubs shifting on the infield with Taylor at the plate. The pitch called strike on the outside corner. One of those slow moving breaking balls that spun into the zone. Did I say outside corner? Inside edge. 1-2 the count. Taylor a right-handed batter, so Nico Horner, the second baseman, playing up the middle just to the right of the second base bag. Bush, the first baseman, playing wide of first. The big hole on the right side of the infield. And the pitch just outside. 2-2.
Boy, pretty good breaking ball there by Boyd. That one just missed the outside corner at the knees.
Now the 2-2 delivery. Taylor taps one behind home plate. Foul. Just getting a piece of a changeup. 2-2.
That's when you're a hitter, you just kind of shake your head at yourself. Boyd made the mistake with the changeup. That one was right down the middle. Center cut, and Taylor just out in front of it, so the speed got him instead of the location.
A swing and miss, strike 3 as Boyd gets Taylor with a fastball. 2 away, 7 strikeouts on the day for Matthew Boyd.
Second punch out here in the 5th inning for Boyd, and you know, after making a mistake but getting away with it with the change in the middle of the plate, then he buzzes that 2-seamer that runs away from Taylor, makes a great pitch, and gets the punch out. Taylor just kind of waved at that last fastball.
Chase Mydroth at the plate. He's 2 for 2 today. And has to skip over a slider inside. 1-0. Mydroth led off the game with a home run, the first of his big league career. He singled and stole a base in the 3rd. The pitch called strike. Change up right down the middle. 1-1. Boyd working quickly. Here's the pitch. That's low. 2-1. Another change from Boyd. Boyd acknowledges the sign from Amaya. And deals. Foul back. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And I think it might be Boyd that's actually calling the pitches via the PitchCom device on his belt.
Yeah, he always does. Yep.
So I guess I should say Amaya acknowledging the pitch from Boyd. Now the 2-2. A ground ball hit to second. Fielded between the legs by Horner. The flip to first in time for out number 3. But the White Sox move a little bit closer on a long home run by Tim Elko. It's a 1-run game. Cubs 4, Sox 3, middle 5 on the score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
The Cubs play here with Hall of Famer Pat Hughes and All-Star Ron Coomer on the Cubs Radio Network.
Lowe's knows that no matter your paint or stain project, saving is at the top of your to-do list. Save now with buy one, get one half off select paints, stains, and primers from top brands like Valspar, HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams, and Cabot via Visa gift card rebate. Find more Memorial Day deals now at Lowe's. We help, you save. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. Offer valid 5/15 through 5/28.
At the UPS Store, we ensure your small biz stands out with a variety of high-quality paper stock options, banners, posters, brochures, and more. Most locations are independently owned. Product services, pricing, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS Store. Be unstoppable. Come into your local store today and get your print on.
Now at Verizon, we have some big news for your peace of mind. For all our customers, existing and new, we're locking in low prices for 3 years, guaranteed, on My Plan and My Home. That's future you peace of mind. And everyone can save on a brand new phone on My Plan when you trade in any phone from one of our top brands. That's new phone peace of mind. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or you're just joining us, we got you. Visit the Berwyn Verizon store at 7160 Shermack Road today. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
Every day matters when it comes to school attendance. Chronic absenteeism is defined as missing 10% or more of the school year with or without a valid excuse. Remember, no more than 4 days out per year is a good rule of thumb, including all appointments and illnesses. Message from Diana Hartman, Superintendent of McHenry County Regional Office of Education.
On Saturday, May 31st, the Cubs take on the Reds at 1:20 in the afternoon. The first 10,000 early arriving fans will receive a Dansby Swanson Flow headband presented by Hefty. Be here for it. Visit Cubs.com/tickets. The cleanup man, Michael Busch, in the box, hitting from the left side against the right-hander Sean Burke. Cubs with a 4-3 lead over the Sox, and Busch, I think, takes a ball inside. It was off the glove of the catcher Carroll, so I wasn't sure if it hit Busch. Now time called by the home plate umpire Brennan Miller. Are they trying to determine if indeed it hit Busch?
I believe that's the case. Michael didn't act like the ball hit him.
Oh no, they say it's a foul ball off the bat of Busch.
Well, that's what the umpire signaled first, is foul ball. When his hands go up like that above like his head, that's a foul ball.
The next pitch is inside. Now the count 1-1 as Burke misses with a change. Burke faces home plate. He whirls and deals. Called strike on the outside corner. Fastball 1-2. Bush calls time, steps out of the box. He's 0 for 1 today with a walk. White Sox have some activity in their bullpen. Right-hander Jordan Leisure has begun warming up. And here comes the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. As Burke gets Bush with a slider, 1 away.
Pretty good breaking ball, and we knew that going in, that Burke, if he throws strikes, can be very effective. You know, where he gets into trouble is he gets behind in the count, and then, you know, you get much better pitches to hit. But if he pitches ahead in the count, his slider and his curveball are both plus pitches.
Now Dansby Swanson digs in. Righty-righty matchup as Burke delivers. Swanson swings. It's a high fly ball. Deep left center field. This may go. It's gone. Dansby Swanson leaves the yard. His 10th home run of the season. And the Cubs now up 5-3 over the White Sox here in the bottom of the 5th.
Well, we said the wind has been blowing out today. It's blowing more towards right, center, and right. But it still helped that ball to center field as it's just to the left field side of the hitting background. This is a fastball to Dansby. Center cut right down the middle, and he deposits it in the bleachers in left center. Nice swing by Swanson.
A 433-foot drive for Swanson. As Moises Ballesteros digs in and looks at a ball low and inside. 1-0. Another hefty home run. Official trash bag of the Chicago Cubs. Hefty strength that's anything but ordinary. The next pitch is low and inside again to Ballesteros. 2-0. RBIs by Cubs batters are sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Get old. 5-3 Cubs. Ballesteros waits for the 2-0 delivery. Here it comes from Burke. In there for a strike. 2-1. A slider that spun into the zone. I was talking to Moises before today's ball game and asked him which big leaguers have impacted him at the plate. The 2-1. Foul back off the netting to the left. 2-2. I mentioned Bryce Harper because he's always on the attack. And said behind the plate, you know, we've only seen Ballesteros as a designated hitter, but he's a catcher. The 2-2. A ground ball hit to second, fielded on a belt-high hop by Sosa. His throw to first in time. Ballesteros is retired 2 away. And Ballesteros told me that Salvador Perez of Kansas City is the catcher he tries to be like.
Well, that's a good one. Perez is a very good player. Perennial all-star for Kansas City, has been for a long time.
Nico Horner at the plate. 2 down. Bottom 5. The Cubs with a 5-3 lead. And the pitch. Strike called. Slow moving front door breaking ball. Horner waits. Burke deals. The next pitch line to left for a base hit. So Nico's on board for the second time today. He walked in the second.
Nico gets a little hanging breaking ball up in the zone, and he hammers this ball to left field. The only thing when you hit a ball like this, you just wish you got it elevated. That ball smoked in the left field.
So now Miguel Amaya will stand in. 2 down. Horner at first. Horner dancing off the first base bag. Burke delivers. And a swing and miss by Amaya. 0-1. Miguel had a 2-run single to put the Cubs ahead in that 4-run second inning. Later in the frame, Pete Crow Armstrong also had a 2-run single. Burke sets and delivers. Low and outside to Amaya. 1-1. Cubs first base coach Jose Javier having a conversation with Horner at first. It's being held on by Elko. Amaya waits. Throw to first. Horner gets back standing up. Righty-righty matchup. Horner a big lead at first. He's not going, and the pitch blowing outside just off the glove of the catcher Caro, but not far enough for Nico to advance. 2-1 the count.
Been interesting when Nico first hopped off the bag, like he got set in his lead and then took a big hop while Burke was holding in the set. Been interesting if Nico would have just took off there, what would have happened? I think Burke gets really locked in on the plate.
The next pitch. It's a bouncing ball up the middle, backhanded on the shortstop side of second by Sosa. His throw to first is not in time as Amaya is safe at first. It was a little high. Elko jumped for it, tried to make a swipe tag, but couldn't do it as the ball bounced out of his glove as Amaya sped by, and they're going to give the second baseman Sosa an error on the play.
Yeah, this is one of those plays. To me, Sosa goes up the middle, makes a nice backhand catch, and kind of casually just kind of flips this ball to first, but because he's standing up and it just airmails this throw. And in the catch and tag part, Elko couldn't keep the ball in the glove, and it'll be an error on the second baseman.
So the Cubs with a little bit of a two-out rally here. They've got men at first and second. The number 9 hitter Vidal Brujan due up. Cubs have a 5-3 lead over the White Sox here in the bottom of the 5th. Earlier in the frame, Dansby Swanson with a solo shot just to the left of dead center. White Sox pitching coach Ethan Katz on the mound having a conversation with Burke and the catcher Caro. And now the mound meeting being broken up by home plate umpire Brennan Miller. Cam Boozer, a left-hander, has started warming up in the White Sox bullpen. As Brujan, a left-handed batter, digs in. Pete Crow Armstrong on deck. Cubs with men at first and second and 2 away. Burke looks at second. That's where Horner is. And the pitch. Brujan, it's a high fly ball that's drifting back toward the track. It's over the head of the right fielder Palacios, who couldn't find it, and it bounces on the track and into the basket for a ground rule double.
Well, we've talked about the wind howling out towards right field. This ball is just a routine fly ball at the beginning. Then the wind gets a hold of it and blows this ball. You know, it's a sky-high fly ball. It has to blow this ball 40 feet out towards the warning track. The ball bounces. And once the right fielder started turning around and having to run backwards, you knew Palacio was in trouble, and the ball bounced on the track and then into the basket for a ground rule double.
So give Brujan an RBI as Horner scores on the play. Amaya now at third. Cubs lead 6-3, and that'll be all for Sean Burke, as White Sox manager Will Venable is going to make a pitching change. All opponent pitching changes are sponsored by Sloan Official, water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Visit sloan.com. Cubs still threatening with men at second and third, 2 away, and Pete Crow Armstrong due up. This is the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Cubs fans, it's Dansby Swanson. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
At the UPS Store, we ensure your small biz stands out with a variety of high-quality paper stock options, banners, posters, brochures, and more. Most locations are independently owned. Product services, pricing, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS Store. Be unstoppable. Come into your local store today and get your print on.
Every day matters when it comes to school attendance. Chronic absenteeism is defined as missing 10% or more of the school year with or without a valid excuse. Remember, no more than 4 days out per year is a good rule of thumb, including all appointments and illnesses. Message from Diana Hartman, Superintendent of McHenry County Regional Office of Education.
Now at Verizon, we have some big news for your peace of mind. For all our customers, existing and new, we're locking in low prices for 3 years, guaranteed, on My Plan and My Home. That's future you peace of mind. And everyone can save on a brand new phone on my plan when you trade in any phone from one of our top brands. That's new phone peace of mind. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or you're just joining us, we got you. Visit the Berwyn Verizon store at 7160 Shermack Road today. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
6-3 Cubs here in the bottom of the fifth inning. The new man on the mound is left-hander Cam Boozer. And right now, Cubs have men at second and third. Brujan at second after an RBI double moments ago. Amaya is at third, and Amaya is being looked at by Cubs trainer Nick Frangella and manager Craig Counsell. Did you see what happened?
I did not see what happened, but once Amaya was kind of squatting down right on the third base bag, or with 1 foot on it, he was grabbing at his ankle. So I think it's his left ankle. He might have rolled his ankle going around the bag, something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what it seemed like to me.
Amaya stays in the game. He's at third. Brujan at second. 2 away. Bottom 5. Cubs have already scored twice in this frame. They're up 6-3. Pete Crow Armstrong at the plate. 2 for 3 today. And the pitch. Check swing at a pitch low and outside on appeal. No swing, says the third base umpire, the crew chief Chris Conroy. So 1-0 the count. Pete Crow Armstrong had a 2-run single in the second. He tripled in the fourth. Here's the 1-0. And a high fly ball deep down the right field line. If it stays fair, it may leave, but it hooks foul out of play. Allowed strike. 1-1 the count.
Pete stays on that breaking ball, but just pulls the trigger a snap of a finger too soon and hooked that ball foul.
Wind whipping out to right. Now the 1-1. In the dirt, blocked by the catcher Carroll. The runners stay where they are. Amaya at third, Brujan at second, and the count is 2-1 on PCA.
That's a big at bat for the Cubs. They could do a little damage here and get a couple more runs. Day like today, Cubs up 6-3 right now, but you can never get enough runs with this wind blowing out.
The 2-1 delivery is low. As Boozer missed with a slider, so the count 3-1. PCA digs in. Kyle Tucker on deck. Cubs with men at second and third with 2 away here in the fifth. Boozer along set. The pitch. A bouncing ball, foul off to the right.
That one really close to being fair. The last hop right before it got to the bag, just into foul territory. First base umpire Jeremy Rahak waited and waited, and the ball just foul.
So PCA now at the plate with a full count. Boozer works on the first base side of the rubber, sets at the belt. The payoff pitch is tapped foul at the plate by PCA. Armstrong just so exciting. Anytime he's got a bat in his hands, any moment can be the moment. Now the 3-2. Crow Armstrong swings and misses at a fastball, strike 3. The Cubs leave 2 but score 2. They're now 6-3 over the White Sox after 5 on the Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Take the Cubs with you in the Chicagoland area on the free Odyssey app. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
20% off sunglasses from Shadon Precision Eyewear. Hurry over to SeeBetterPlayBetter.com and use promo code SPRING. See better and play better with Shadon. That's SeeBetterPlayBetter.com. Promo code SPRING.
Shop Grand Appliance to secure low appliance prices and up to $1,000 back in exclusive savings on top brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and more. During the locked-in pricing sale, prices may be shifting elsewhere, but Grand Appliance continues to deliver steady deals and an unbeatable experience that includes expert sales advice, fast delivery, and professional installation. Learn more at grandappliance.com or one of Grand's 11 local showrooms. That's Grand Appliance, Chicagoland's hometown appliance experts since 1930.
Now more than ever, unions need a bank you can trust. A bank that speaks your language. A bank that was founded by labor unions and still has union employees and shareholders to this day. ABOC has served unions since 1922. And we're here to stay. We are the preeminent union bank in Chicago because we provide service the big banks can't touch. And with the many digital products we've added over the years, we are proud to offer the same great quality to unions, whether you're down the street or across the country. ABOC, a bank built on a strong foundation. Visit ABOC.com to learn more.
Uh-oh, you spot a work zone up ahead, but you're already running late. Hey, is that extra minute really worth risking your safety? Decision time. Will you push your luck and speed through? Or you mind the signs, avoid the fines? Yeah, that's what I thought. Slow down and pass through cautiously. Hard hats off to you, sir. Level pass. While our next work zone is loading, head to itsnotagameillinois.com/arcade to play.
Getting ready for the top of the 6th inning here at Wrigley Field with the Cubs leading the White Sox 6-3. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Listen to the Cubs game in FM quality at 104.3 HD2 FM on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network. We are WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Getting ready for inning number 6 here at Wrigley. Cubs up 6-3 over the White Sox. Pat?
All right, Zach, thank you. Matthew Boyd with a 3-run lead. Matthew pitching in this 6th inning against the 2, 3, and 4 batters in the White Sox order, namely Vargas, Caro, and Robert Jr. He might be joining us a little bit late on this Saturday. Sox took a 1-0 lead on a leadoff home run by Chase Mydreth in the 1st inning. Cubs got 4 in the 2nd. A 2-run single by Miguel Amaya gave the Cubs the lead. A 2-run single by Crow Armstrong made it 4-1. And the Sox chipped away with single runs in the 3rd on a sac fly by Vargas. And the 5th, Tim Elko, a solo home run. And that cut the Cubs lead to 4-3. Cubs scored twice in the 5th inning, a home run by Swanson and a run-scoring double by Vidal Brujan. Now Miguel Vargas will lead off and take a strike here in the 6th inning. You expect to see a lot of action run on a day like today where the wind is blowing out. Conditions very favorable for hitting. Here's a pop fly right side. Chasing it down the line in foul territory, Bush, and he runs out of room. Foul.
Yeah, I would agree. You know, and you can't take anything for granted. Michael just chased that ball right down and stayed with it until he knew it was going to be out of play. The way the wind is blowing, everybody's got to converge on the baseball here at Wrigley.
Now the 0-2 to Vargas is outside. You think about the pitchers on a day like today, and I've seen it a lot worse than the conditions we have today. I've seen it blowing straight out to center where the ball is carrying in every direction. I mean, every field. Here's the fastball just missing. And you know the pitcher doesn't want to walk anybody. No pitcher ever does. But you can certainly understand why there would be walks on days like today.
Yeah, it's a tough predicament for the pitcher. There's no doubt.
Bounce to third, fielded by Brujan. The toss across. Good throw. He's got a nice arm. And that's out number 1. Cubs lead 6-3 in the 6th inning, and the batter is Edgar Caro.
But it's that catch-22. You don't want to walk anybody because you don't want to put any more guys on base with the wind blowing out. But you can't throw a lot of good hittable strikes because the ball's going to fly out of the yard.
Caro takes a pitch inside. It seems to me that sinker ballers have had the most success on days like today at Wrigley. Guys who have, here's a high fly ball to left center, playable for Crow Armstrong. He's going to snag that one for out number 2. Anybody who can throw a pitch that comes in and sinks down and has some downward movement at the last second, whether he's a righty or a lefty run, seems to have the most success on days like today.
Yeah, there's no doubt. When you're here at Wrigley Field and the wind is blowing out, you want to maximize the amount of balls that are put in play on the ground. You know there's going to be balls put in play, but you really want balls hit down and not allow guys to elevate the ball.
Luis Robert Jr. swings and misses. Robert has struck out and grounded out. His average at 178. He swings and misses again. There's just something about his swing that doesn't look right to me, Ron. And we've only seen him for these 2 games in this series, but this is not the guy we've seen over the past few years.
Yeah, I would agree. His stance may be a little something different. He seems like he's just kind of waving at the ball, like he's not loading much right now.
The 0-2 pitch way outside. 2 down, 6th inning. Boyd pitching another good ball game. This is going to be his 89th pitch of the day, so he's nearing the end of his afternoon of work. And now the 1-2 to Luis Robert. Fastball outside, 2-2. We'll be right back out here again tomorrow for the series finale. Starts at 1:20 in the afternoon. Boyd's pitch just outside. It's 3-2. Tomorrow, Colin Ray against Jonathan Cannon. It's a good name for a pitcher, Cannon. Does he have a good arm? He's got a cannon. Here's the 3-2 on the way. Swinging a foul back.
There was a guy with a nickname, the Toy Cannon.
Jim Wynn.
That's right.
What a great nickname.
Right.
And he was only like 5'9".
Yeah, right.
And weighed about 170. And hit the longest home runs you've ever seen. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Great inning for Matthew Boyd. He works 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's the Cubs 6 and the White Sox 3. This is The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Talking Cubs Monday through Friday with Rahimi and Harris, 10 a.m. to 2 on The Score.
Now at Verizon, we have some big news for your peace of mind. For all our customers, existing and new, we're locking in low prices for 3 years, guaranteed, on My Plan and My Home. That's future you peace of mind. And everyone can save on a brand new phone on My Plan when you trade in any phone from one of our top brands. That's new phone peace of mind. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or you're just joining us, we got you. Visit the Berwyn Verizon store at 7160 Shermack Road today. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
Now more than ever, unions need a bank you can trust. A bank that speaks your language. A bank that was founded by labor unions and still has union employees and shareholders to this day. ABOC has served unions since 1922. And we're here to stay. We are the preeminent union bank in Chicago because we provide service the big banks can't touch. And with the many digital products we've added over the years, we are proud to offer the same great quality to unions, whether you're down the street or across the country. ABOC, a bank built on a strong foundation. Visit ABOC.com to learn more.
Celsius. Hay días que empiezan con todo y necesitas la energía que le da sabor y ritmo a tu día. Por eso, nuestras bebidas energéticas están formuladas sin azúcar y con deliciosos sabores tropicales para que cada momento suene mejor. Encuéntralas ahora en Celsius.com y disfruta de los sabores refrescantes de Celsius.
Kids, KARS, Cars for Kids, 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Kyle Tucker's on deck for the Cubs. Who's on Deck is brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com. Pat?
Left-hander Jared Schuster is the new pitcher for the White Sox. Cubs will have the top of the, well, let's see. Crow Armstrong made the final out in the 5th inning. It'll be Kyle Tucker to lead things off. Seiya Suzuki and Michael Busch to follow. Lefty to lefty. Schuster's first pitch. Swing and a foul back by Tucker. As Ron said last inning, you can never really feel secure on a day like today, so you try to keep adding on as much as possible. And that's where the Cubs are right now. Here comes the 0-1. Drilled to deep right and foul.
That one might not stay in the county with the way the wind's blowing. It's way foul. It's headed up towards Indiana down Lakeshore. Yeah.
I just saw a little splash of water in the lake.
Yeah.
Could have been what I saw.
Uh-huh.
Tucker now will pop one up into shallow center. Might be a challenge. Going out and making the catch is the shortstop Meidroth. He was there, so was the second baseman Sosa, the center fielder Robert, and the right fielder Palacios, all converging, and all were very happy that Meidroth made the catch.
That ball is kind of in Sosa's territory, and you just know when a guy is like, nah, not really. This would help. I've been there, yeah.
But you run and try to show enthusiasm, right?
Yeah,
yeah. It's, I'm hustling. Look at me.
Yeah, kind of. You're exactly right. See what's on tap here in the 6th inning, sponsored by Flight by Yuengling, next generation of light beer.
Suzuki lines one down the left field line. That's going to be a fair ball. Bouncing off the sidewalk. Karam's all the way into the corner. Seiya around second, holding with a double.
Well, that's the way to put one in flight. Suzuki got a little pitch going down and away and hooked this ball down into the corner. So the Cubs at another man in scoring position.
Cubs leading 6-3. A man at second. Suzuki with a 2-base hit, his first hit of the day. Cubs have their 8th knock as a team. And here's Michael Busch with an RBI opportunity. One away in the 6th inning. Cubs leading by 3, lefty to lefty. Schuster's pitch swung on and missed. Good sharp breaking ball.
Michael guessing fastball, got the slider. Big gap in right center field right now for Bushy as Robert is playing way around towards left center field.
Opponents pitching changes brought to you by Sloan, the official water efficiency partner of the Cubs. Now the 0-1, a tap foul up along first. Sloan is also the leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Visit sloan.com. I prefer smart water myself, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I've not seen anybody selling dumb water yet.
It's a very good point and a very delicate way to put it. Here comes the 0-2 pitch on the way to Busch. Check swing down low, and it's 1-2. I'm not sure if I could tell just by looking at a glass of water whether it was intelligent or
had lack of.
Yeah, or dumb, as you said. Here comes the stretch for the 1-2. Little pop fly into shallow right center. Coming in is the right fielder Palacios, kind of angling the body to avoid the direct sunlight, and he makes the catch, and that's out number 2. And now Palacios and Robert are discussing smart and dumb water out in shallow right center.
Please don't put any of that dumb water in the cooler in the dugout, please. Yeah.
Swanson the batter. Dansby having another good day, a single and a home run. I like the on-base streak that he's got. 17 games straight now of reaching with either a hit or a walk. And a lot of power. He's up to 10 home runs all of a sudden.
This might be a little stall tactic.
You think about 10 home runs, Ron. This is game number 46. You're not even at the 1/3 point. So another way to put it is that Swanson's on a pace to hit more than 30 home runs. Now the home plate umpire Brennan Miller goes out to break up the conference between Caro and Schuster. Activity will commence. Mike Vassell throwing in the bullpen. He's a right-hander for the White Sox. Again, the lights are on. I'm wondering how much of an effect would the lights have at this point, Ron? Swanson's going to be walked intentionally. And this will put 2 men on with 2 down for Moises Ballesteros or Justin Turner. Turner's going to come up and pinch hit for Ballesteros.
Once Turner gets announced, which he is right now, I would assume the White Sox will probably make a pitching change now.
Let's see what manager Will Venable wants to do. Turner making his way to the plate, apparently. Yep, you called it, Ron. There will be a pitching change for the Chicago White Sox in this situation. Pitching changes by the opposition, sponsored by Sloan, the official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs, and they're the leader in smart water. Oh, yeah. The leader, I say. And commercial restroom solutions, they're also the leader. Visit sloan.com. Cubs 6, White Sox 3. We're in the 6th inning. We'll be right back after this on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk with Spiegel and Holmes on your ride home. Afternoons 2 to 6 on The Score.
Ever feel like the road is out to... Thankfully, Hyundai is always working to ensure it doesn't, with over 130 IIHS Top Safety Awards since 2006. IIHS Top Safety Awards include Top Safety Pick and Top Safety Pick Plus awards to Hyundai vehicles from 2006 to 2025.
Right now, for a limited time, you can lease the Hyundai Tucson for $259 a month or get $1,750 bonus cash. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end June 2nd. Call 224-661-0068 for details.
Future You is using their Rapid Rewards for their next vacation. All thanks to Present You signing up with Southwest Airlines, where you earn points every time you fly. Because what's the point of points that Future You can't use? And since your Rapid Rewards points don't expire, you can save up for that big trip. Get ready to reward Future You with a future flight. Sign up for Rapid Rewards today and redeem your points on any seat, any day, anytime. Only at Southwest. All Rapid Rewards rules and regulations apply and can be found at southwest.com/RR terms.
Taking a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, sponsored by Citgo. Club Citgo can save you money every day. When you start with Citgo, you're good to go. Mets beat the Yankees 3-2 in the Bronx. Francisco Lindor with a go-ahead sacrifice fly for the Mets. Bottom of the 5th inning, Tigers 1, Blue Jays nothing. Spencer Torkelson with a solo shot, his 12th for Detroit. The Nationals lead the Orioles 2-0. They are in the top of the 1st in Baltimore. Rays and Marlins scoreless, top of the 1st in Miami. Pat?
All right, Zach, as you're giving the scores around baseball, I saw a video earlier today, and I was surprised. Javier Baez, the Cubs' former shortstop, is now playing center field for the Detroit Tigers, and he made a great diving catch in last night's game and turned it into an 8-3 double play with a great throw to first after his diving grab. Kind of surprised to see that. Justin Turner batting. Mike Vassell delivers. There's a drive toward right center. There is Robert to make the catch to end the inning. Turner jumped on the first pitch, which is not a bad style for a pinch hitter, but this time his drive is caught. Inning over. Cubs don't score. It's on to the 7th. Cubs 6, White Sox 3 on the Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Chicago Cubs memories are made right here with Pat, Ron, and Zach on the Cubs Radio Network.
Celsius. Hay días que empiezan con todo y necesitas la energía que le da sabor y ritmo a tu día. Por eso, nuestras bebidas energéticas están formuladas sin azúcar y con deliciosos sabores tropicales para que cada momento suene mejor. Encuéntralas ahora en Celsius.com y disfruta de los sabores refrescantes de Celsius.
Cars for Kids. KARS, Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at Cars
carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, could be picked up as soon as the next day. No title, no problem. Go to carsforkids.org today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Comienza el verano con los ahorros de Memorial Day en Lowe's. Obtén 5 bolsas de Mulch Scott's Naturescapes de 1.5 pies cúbicos por $10. Además, ahorra hasta 40% en electrodomésticos selectos y ahorra $50 por cada compra de $500 en electrodomésticos selectos de $396 o más. Lowe's, nosotros ayudamos, tú ahorras. Válido hasta 5/28. Oferta de Mulch excluye Alaska y Hawaii. Selección varía por lugar. Detalles en Lowe's.com.
Top 7, Cubs leading the White Sox 6-3. We're coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs. Pat?
Zach, thank you. Brad Keller, the new right-handed pitcher for the Cubs. Big, strong performer. Fires a strike to Andrew Vaughn. Vaughn has flied to center and struck out. Keller coming back. This ball is hit foul back to the screen. Kind of a late swing. When a guy throws 98 miles an hour, you will see some late swings.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Keller, he's always right around that 100-mile-an-hour mark with that heater.
Now the 0-2, breaking ball low and away. Another strong outing by Matthew Boyd. It's his game to win. Boyd giving the team 6 strong innings on a very difficult day to pitch. Fastball is high and outside. But when you are a Cub pitcher, starting pitcher, you almost have to learn to pitch in these conditions, Ron. That's just the way life is.
Yeah, there's no doubt. There are some days where it is a great day to pitch here at Wrigley Field, and today's not one of them.
Nope.
It is not a great day to pitch here.
Swinging a miss, strike 3. The ball goes back to the screen. Vaughn not running right away, and he gets thrown out. Amaya had to chase that ball all the way back to the backstop. Had Vaughn immediately run, that would have been a very close play at first, I think.
Yeah, I would agree. Vaughn did not realize that Amaya did not catch this ball. The ball was not in the dirt, so it's a ball that you would expect the catcher to catch.
Right.
But it hits the tip of the glove of Amaya and goes to the backstop. Vaughn eventually ran, but was out by a good 3 or 4 steps.
It is a strikeout. The official putout has scored 2-3. One away, 7th inning. Cubs on top 6-3. And Keller's next pitch swung on and missed by Lenin Sosa. I like what Keller is doing, coming in and throwing strikes.
Yep. Fastball, slider, nothing fancy. Just, you know, you don't have to when you throw 100 miles an hour. And Keller just comes in, and you have to be aware of his fastball.
Sosa takes outside. Sosa has popped out and struck out today. Cubs out hitting the White Sox 8-4. Leading 6-3. The 1-2 by Keller. Swinging a bouncer to third. Played by Brujan. Straightens up. Good throw to first. Out number 2. Brujan doing a nice job today, Ron. He's made some good plays defensively and came up with that RBI double on offense.
Yep, he's having a good day. And, you know, the one thing about him at third, you know, as a utility player, he's got plenty arm for third base, as we've seen through spring and then today. He's got a good fastball he fires across the diamond.
Tim Elko, the batter, and he'll take high. I've always thought that's a real challenge for a manager, to make sure that every single guy on your bench, I'm talking about the position players, gets enough playing time so that he stays sharp for those times when you really do need him to be ready to play.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Absolutely. It's a difficult task for a manager.
Because you know, Ron, there are going to be some crazy long extra inning games where you need every single guy.
And if you don't play your guys for a long period of time, you can't expect much out of them. They're just not going to be
right.
They're not going to be even close to sharp enough to really contribute. So you really have to get guys in there and get them some time.
3 balls and a strike on Tim Elko. The pitch just inside. He walked him. It is a 2-out walk, and it brings up Joshua Palacios.
That last fastball right at 100 miles an hour just missed the inside corner at the knees.
Keller now to work from the stretch. The 7th inning stretch is coming up soon. Palacios, a left-handed batter, strokes it foul off to the left and out of play. Cubs pitching change. Brought to you by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. And as we discussed, Matthew Boyd, another quality start. Here's a pitch down low for a ball. Quality starts noteworthy because they're brought to you by Benjamin Moore. Start your next project with quality paints from Benjamin Moore, official paint of the Chicago Cubs. The 1-1. Fouled away by Palacios. What's on your mind for 1 and 2?
I just, to me, fastball's always a good option when you got Keller's fastball. I just like it elevated in this situation.
7th inning stretch right around the corner, sponsored by the new Volvo XC90, designed for life. And the 1-2 from Keller. Fastball is high, 2-2.
He tried to elevate it just a little high.
Cubs got 4 in the 2nd. They've led ever since. They added 2 in the 5th. The next pitch, big chop slowly toward Bush, gloves it, steps on the bag in time. Easy play to end the inning. Sox don't score. Cubs still lead 6-3 as we go to the bottom of inning number 7. Time for the stretch. Colonel Harvey Barnum Jr. and Staff Sergeant Ryan M. Pitts, Medal of Honor recipients. They're going to sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." Let's listen in.
Okay, everybody, let's hear it. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the game. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if we never get that, so it's root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. So it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. All right, let's Cubbies get some runs. Let's score some runs, Cubs.
Listen for great Cubs guests all season long on The Score, official radio home of the Cubs.
Celsius. Hay días que empiezan con todo y necesitas la energía que le da sabor y ritmo a tu día. Por eso, nuestras bebidas energéticas están formuladas sin azúcar y con deliciosos sabores tropicales para que cada momento suene mejor. Encuéntralas ahora en Celsius.com y disfruta de los sabores refrescantes de Celsius.
Comienza el verano con los ahorros de Memorial Day en Lowe's. Obtén 5 bolsas de Mulch Scott's Naturescapes de 1.5 pies cúbicos por $10. Además, ahorra hasta 40% en electrodomésticos selectos y ahorra $50 por cada compra de $500 en electrodomésticos selectos de $396 o más. Lowe's, nosotros ayudamos, tú ahorras. Válido hasta 5/28. Oferta de Mulch excluye Alaska y Hawaii. Selección varía por lugar. Detalles en Lowe's.com.
To Nico Horner, who tried to bunt and fouled it off. Horner today with a walk and a single. He has scored twice. 1 for 2 in the game. Amaya to follow, and then Brujan. If anybody gets on, Pete Crow Armstrong will bat in this 7th inning. And the next offering is outside from the right-hander Vassell. Right-hander to right-hander, bright sunshine at Wrigley. Here's the next offering outside. It's 2-1. The lights have been on almost all day, but right now the sun's shining brightly. Just a beautiful spring day at Wrigley. Horner takes inside and low, ball 3. Lake Michigan, a deep, lovely shade of dark blue.
Yeah, what a perfect day to come to Wrigley today. Isn't it?
And the 3-1 taken for ball 4. Horner is on for the 3rd time. His 2nd walk of the day. And here is Miguel Amaya Jr. Miguel had a big 2-run single back in the 2nd inning. That started the scoring. Started the Cubs scoring. They were down 1-0 after Chase Mydruth led off the game with a homer for the Sox. Amaya takes inside, ball 1. The Cardinals play tonight. They're in Kansas City. Nico a short lead, not running. Amaya takes ball 2 outside.
Nico's trying to get a read because I know he is thinking of stealing second base.
Let's call Nico the hardest working player of the game. Brought to you by Bosch Power Tools. The more you Bosch, there he goes. The pitch inside. It's a stolen base for Nico Horner. The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch.
And there you go.
Nico with a steal.
10th stolen base of the year for Nico.
And the pitch to Amaya is inside, ball 4. The reliever, Vasil, has walked the first 2 men. And it's always a cardinal sin, but especially when the wind is blowing out. You're almost inviting a rally.
Yeah, you really, you know, it's one of those things where you don't want to walk guys, but you're really trying not to throw balls on the middle of the plate and good hittable pitches. So what do? You've got to be really fine, and that doesn't always work out well for a pitcher.
Now Vidal Brujan due up run. Let's talk strategy and during his plate appearance. What are you thinking?
Me personally, if Brujan's going to stay in the game and hit in this situation, it certainly looks like he's going to as he's walking the home plate. This sometimes now at the bottom of the 7th, I would look for him to bunt. I really would. I know the wind's blowing out and all those things, but another run is a big deal at this part of the game.
Brujan had an RBI double. Vasil has walked the first 2 men in the inning. The corner infielders are shallow. The pitch to Brujan is taken down low. Would you be tempted after the back-to-back walks to make him force the pitcher to throw a strike and let him take a called 3rd strike and then lay down the bunt?
Yeah, make him take a strike first. That's a good call.
Here's the pitch on the way, and it's in there for a strike. 1-1. Okay, now let's see if he lays down the bunt.
Both corner infielders are playing. The third base is playing in on the grass. First baseman is now backing up.
Right-handed pitcher, left-handed batter. Pickoff throw to second. Diving back in, Nico Horner.
That pickoff was basically set up wondering to see if Brujan would show bunt at home plate. As a third baseman, you never take your eyes off the hitter. If you're going to put a pickoff play on, the hitter sometimes at the first movement of the pitcher will show you what he's going to do.
Another pickoff throw, and that almost hit Nico Horner in the back. Shortstop Mydruth caught the throw. What you see sometimes is a ball does hit the runner and caroms into the outfield, and you got to be alert for that if you're a runner.
Yeah.
Now the 1-1, and now a balk has been called. A balk is called on Mike Vasil. Nico bluffed toward third. I think the bluff upset the concentration and the rhythm of the pitcher, Ron.
There's no doubt. Vasil comes set, he's holding, and then Nico takes off for third, and Vasil flinches, and good call by John Tumpane to call the ball.
Here's a check swing bouncer back to the mound, fielded by Vasil. The runners hold, and the throw to first is in time. So Brujan no doubt upset that he didn't get a full swing as he took the check swing and accidentally bounces out. But one away, Pete Crow Armstrong, the batter. And let's see if Pete can break the game wide open. It's a 6-3 lead. Runners at second and third with one away in the 7th inning. Pete with a single and a triple today. And the pitch. Swing and a foul back. Pretty good fastball.
Heater right at the top of the zone. It was a strike.
Pete already with 8 runs batted in this series. And we're in the second game of the series. Here comes the 0-1. Fisted foul back out of play. Now it's 0-2. What's the approach now?
Now you're just trying to put the ball in play. You choke up a little bit, trying to shorten your swing, and just put this ball in play.
Big crowd ready to make some noise. The set for the 0-2. The pitch. Swinging a little looper towards second. Caught by Sosa, and the runners have to hold. Might have been a broken bat. Didn't sound real good. As Crow Armstrong is out, number 2. Pete talking briefly with the home plate umpire Brennan Miller on his way back to the dugout. I'm not sure what that conversation would involve.
I think Pete has a tendency, he likes to ask the umpires whether it was a strike or not, so I'm guessing that's what it was.
So now there are 2 down, and Kyle Tucker is going to be walked intentionally to load the bags for Seiya Suzuki. Suzuki with 37 runs batted in the top 3 or 4 in all of baseball in that category, has a chance for a bundle right now. Bases loaded, 2 down. Cubs lead 6-3. Suzuki takes a strike. Seiya 1 for 4, doubled his last time up. Bases full of Cubs, 2 down, 7th inning. Check swing on a breaking ball outside, 1-1. Daniel Palencia and Ryan Presley, right-handers, throwing in the Cub bullpen. Suzuki trying to come through. Bags loaded, 2 down. Fisted foul back out of play, 1-2.
Another fastball inside to Seiya.
Cubs have had 3 walks in the inning and 2 stolen bases. Bags loaded, 2 down. Right-hander to right-hander, the 1-2. Called strike 3. Suzuki thought it was outside. Home plate umpire Brennan Miller rings him up to end the inning. We'll watch it again. And it did look like it was a little bit outside, but the umpire ruled otherwise. The inning is over. The Cubs squander a great scoring chance. We go to the 8th inning. It is still Cubs 6, White Sox 3 on the score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs radio network.
Hey Cubs fans, it's Nico Horner. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs radio network.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
Comienza el verano con los ahorros de Memorial Day en Lowe's. Obtén 5 bolsas de Mulch Scott's Naturescapes de 1.5 pies cúbicos por $10. Además, ahorra hasta 40% en electrodomésticos selectos y ahorra $50 por cada compra de $500 en electrodomésticos selectos de $396 o más. Lowe's, nosotros ayudamos, tú ahorras. Válido hasta 5/28. Oferta de Mulch excluye Alaska y Hawaii. Selección varía por lugar. Detalles en Lowe's.com.
Now at Verizon, we have some big news for your peace of mind. For all our customers, existing and new, we're locking in low prices for 3 years, guaranteed, on My Plan and My Home. That's future you peace of mind. And everyone can save on a brand new phone on My Plan when you trade in any phone from one of our top brands. That's new phone peace of mind. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or you're just joining us, we got you. Visit the Berwyn Verizon store at 7160 Shermack Road today. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
Hard throwing right-hander Daniel Palencia, the new Cub pitcher here in the 8th inning. Brooks Baldwin, left-handed batter, will pinch hit to lead off the Sox 8th. And he hits a foul ball off to the left out of play. Nicky Lopez has come in to play third base for the Cubs. Nicky, one of many ball players who has played for both of these teams. Now the 0-1 from Palencia. And this pitch is taken high, a check swing, no swing. Palencia has held opponents scoreless now in 9 straight games, dating all the way back to April 23. He's hot. And now the 1-1 to Baldwin. Just a little bit outside, 2-1.
And manager challenges and instant replays. And all reviews in this game sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. Second opinion's always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine.
Now the 2-1. That's going to be high for ball 3. Cubs pitching changes brought to you by James Hardy Building Products. Siding with the Cubs. Well, it looks like you were the winner in the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game. If you can't find it at Benny's. That was not Ron clapping.
No.
Just wanted to clear that up. Here's the 3-1 pitch on the way. A swing and a miss. But for the life of me, I cannot understand why somebody in the back row would have been clapping for you winning the attendance game. It's a little puzzling to me.
I would have to agree with you. I don't understand it.
Now the 3-2 swing and a miss. Strike 3. Palencia strikes out Baldwin on a high, hard one. 1 down.
Good gas right at the top of the zone to get the punch out. 98 miles an hour on that fastball.
But Ron, your guess was 40,250. The actual figure, 40,134. Chase Mydrith will take a strike.
Both crowds, both days, right about the same, right? Just a touch over 40,000.
Mm-hmm. That's usually the way it works when these two teams meet here and on the south side at Guaranteed Rate Field. Same two teams tomorrow at 1:20. The games at the Rate are going to be July 25, 6, and 7. Smacked on the ground up the middle, base hit to center by Chase Mydrith, his 3rd hit of the day.
He's having a very nice day. Homered in the 1st. Singled in the 3rd, and now singles here in the 8th inning.
One out, one on. Vargas the batter, Ron.
He actually hit a ball, one hot bullet to Nico too, so he's hit the ball on a button 4 times.
Vargas takes down low. Cubs let that big scoring chance slip away in the 7th inning. Had 2 men on with nobody out and could not do anything with it. Now the next pitch taken high for ball 2. See if Palencia can throw some strikes now. He's always had that great arm. Control difficulties have held him back until lately. There's a bouncing ball foul left side, 2-1 through a breaking ball. Interesting.
Yep. Notice since he has been called back up here early this season, and I don't know if this is by design or not, but just from my perspective as a hitter, it looks like his arm angle has dropped down from being more over the top to a little more of the 3/4 not quite three-quarter, but just a little lower. And it seems to have really worked for him with his command of his pitches.
Here's a chopper foul, and Vargas falls down at home plate. He fouled one right down off his foot. He is in agony right now. He is literally sitting on home plate and trying to get back up to his feet. He cannot put much weight on that left foot.
Well, the pitch is 98 miles an hour, and he hammers this ball down and in, down into his left heel. That inside part of his left heel is where that ball hits him. And I mean, it's a direct hit. That really hurts.
Right near the ankle bone.
Yep.
So the count 2-2 on Miguel Vargas. Cubs lead 6-3, top of the 8th with one away.
Now you know where this next pitch is going to be, probably, right? Down and in.
Inside?
Yeah, down and in. Always. Pitchers, they love doing that.
Now the 2-2. Here's a line drive. That's going to be a foul ball. Just foul down the left field line. That did not miss hitting the chalk by less than, or by more than probably about 4 or 5 inches, if that.
Yeah, this ball's hooked down the line, and Palencia did come inside. Vargas hooks this ball, and you're right. It is probably the width of a baseball. Foul.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Vargas. 1 away in the inning. The lead at first by Mydra. And the 2-2 from Palencia. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Daniel Palencia reaching back for a little something extra. It was 101 miles an hour.
That's reaching back for something extra.
That's a lot more extra. 2 down, and here's Edgar Caro. Left-handed hitter takes a strike.
And this 8th inning is sponsored by Cars for Kids. 877 Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
First out. In fact, the second out also brought to you by Xfinity. The Wi-Fi is booming for both outs. Here's the 0-1. Fly ball to left. Well hit. Back goes Suzuki. He's got room and makes the catch. Shy of the warning track to end the 8th inning. The White Sox do not score. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Cubs 6, White Sox 3. This is the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Start your mornings with Cubs Talk. Mully and Haw, mornings 5:30 to 10 on The Score.
Comienza el verano con los ahorros de Memorial Day en Lowe's. Obtén 5 bolsas de Mulch Scott's Naturescapes de 1.5 pies cúbicos por $10. Además, ahorra hasta 40% en electrodomésticos selectos y ahorra $50 por cada compra de $500 en electrodomésticos selectos de $396 o más. Lowe's, nosotros ayudamos, tú ahorras. Válido hasta 5/28. Oferta de Mulch excluye Alaska y Hawaii. Selección varía por lugar. Detalles en Lowe's.com.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
Now at Verizon, we have some big news for your peace of mind. For all our customers, existing and new, we're locking in low prices for 3 years, guaranteed, on My Plan and My Home. That's future you peace of mind. And everyone can save on a brand new phone on My Plan when you trade in any phone from one of our top brands. That's new phone peace of mind. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or you're just joining us, we got you. Visit the Berwyn Verizon store at 7160 Shermack Road today. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
MLB is partnering with Crisis Text Line to increase mental health awareness. Free 24/7 confidential support in English and Spanish. Text MLB to 741-741. Getting set for the last of the 8th here at Wrigley Field. Cubs 6, White Sox 3, and Pat, Brooks Baldwin stays in the game for the Sox. He's now in left field.
Right you are, Zach. Thank you. The Cubs are in the meat of their order in this 8th inning. Presented by Chef IQ Sense. Never under or overcook your food again. Purchase now at chefiq.com. Cubs trying to climb to 8 games above 500. Vassell, the right-hander, still pitching for the White Sox. In the bottom of this 8th inning, the lead for the Cubs is 6-3. And let's see if the meat of the order can generate some offense. You're just never comfortable on a day when the wind is blowing out as strongly as it is to right. You just don't feel as comfortable with any lead unless you get up by about 7 or 8 at this stage. Bush without a hit today, 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. He swings and misses in the count 1-1. Cubs trying to beat the White Sox for a 7th straight time. Here comes the 1-1, swing and a miss. One and two on Bush.
Porter Hodge warming up for the Cubs in the bullpen. So it will be Hodge to come in the 9th.
Sox will have the middle of their lineup due up as Bush takes one right down the middle for a called strike 3. And that's out number 1. Cubs enjoying a 6-3 lead in the bottom of the 8th inning, and the batter is Dansby Swanson.
Dansby, another really nice night. Singled and scored a run in the 2nd and homered in the 5th, and then was intentionally walked in the 6th.
Swanson lifting his average up to 253. Not too long ago he was down in the 180s and 190s. Fastball is inside.
And swinging about while making plays.
He always makes plays. Here comes the 2-0. Swinging a foul off to the right, out of play. Yeah, you need your shortstop to be one of your best athletes, Ron. Yep. He's required to do so many things: the long throws, the ground that he has to cover, the off-balance throws, the double play responsibilities, the cutoff responsibilities.
Well, you know, you're the captain of the infield. You probably, outside of the pitcher and catcher, you touch the ball, you know, the most on balls put in play outside of the ball getting thrown to the first baseman, let's say. But fielding balls, that you probably get the most chances.
Now the 2-2 on the way to Dansby. It's outside. And little things like reminding the pitcher, if you're playing shortstop and the ball is a comebacker, remind him, I'm the one covering second.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't even worry about the second baseman. Just throw the ball to me. I'll be there. Here's the 3-2, and it's low and outside. Ball 4. Swanson is on base for the 4th time today. 1 out, 1 on, and Justin Turner coming up.
Turner in his last at bat, he pinch hit for Ballesteros and in a line drive to center.
Turner had that clutch game-winning double earlier this week against Miami. Takes down low for a ball. Yeah, that was quite a scene. He is a very popular guy in a short amount of time, and his whole team ran out to second base to congratulate him and participate in the jubilation. Strike called 1-1. I think that's important, Ron, for a guy joining a new team to do some good things early so that you start feeling like you're part of the gang.
Yeah, you're contributing. Absolutely.
Swanson runs the pitch outside, throw to second, slide, tag, safe at second base. Head first slide. Dansby makes another play.
Yep, there you go. Good jump at first base. And the Cubs with another stolen base today.
Getting real close to a station ID break here, according to our engineer par excellence, Paul Zerang.
That's the 5th stolen base today by the Cubs.
And the 2-1. Outside 3-1. 10 for ID. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk with Rahimi and Harris, 10 a.m. to 2 on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network, WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
3-1 to Turner. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. It was an inside pitch. Justin started to swing, thought he checked, but apparently he did not. Please don't stay tuned for the Toast of the Game ball player. That'll be named by Ron Coomer and sponsored by Benny's Beverage Depot. That's coming up in the 9th inning. 3-2 pitch inside near the hands. That's ball 4. Back-to-back walks. 2 men on, 1 away. Cubs lead 6-3, and the batter Nico Horner.
As I recount, Cubs have 6 stolen bases today. How about that?
Please stay tuned for Zach Zaidman's postgame show, the Verizon Cubs radio postgame show. And that's right after our game today. The pitch to Nico. Line drive, base hit to left field. Swanson rounding third. He's going to try to score. The throw by Baldwin offline. Swanson slides and scores, and the Cubs lead 7-3. Nico Horner delivers.
Now Nico gets first pitch heater, and he whistles this ball to left. Great at bat, great plan of attack by Nico, and he got what he was looking for, inside fastball. And he pulls the hands in. He smokes this ball to left and drives in a Cubs run.
Nico with his 19th run batted in. RBIs by Cub batters, sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Get old. Old National Bank. The tough play of the game, sponsored by the good people at Loyola Medicine. Loyola Medicine defines tough. Now the pitch to Amaya, swing and a miss by Miguel. Cubs on top 7-3. Biggest lead of the day. And the 1-1. Outside of Bender, 2-1. Porter Hodge still throwing. In that Cub bullpen, that is. Porter Hodge. Here comes the 2-1 now to Amaya. Pop fly, shallow right center. Might be a tough play. That ball is going to be caught beautifully on a sliding catch by Luis Robert Jr. in shallow right center. Man, he made that look easy, and it was not an easy play.
And you really don't have much of a chance. If you're the second baseman, Sosa going out, but he has no chance of catching this ball. Robert is the only guy even close, and he comes flying in and makes a very nice sliding catch.
There are 2 down. And the batter is Nicky Lopez, batting for the first time today. 2 outs, 2 on. Cubs lead by 4. Lopez looks at a ball upstairs. Nicky, 1 hit and 22 at-bats. Let's see if he can find an opening right now. Lopez hits a pop fly foul left side and out of play. 1-1. The White Sox in the 9th inning will have the middle of their order due up. Luis Robert, Andrew Vaughn, and Lenine Sosa. Turner leads at second. Horner from first. Here's the ball down low.
Good take on that changeup by Nicky. But you know he'd like to do some damage against his old ball club from last year.
Cubs have gotten a run today. The run scored by a guy who reached on a walk. Fastball is high, and that's happened 3 times today. 3 times a guy who drew a base on balls, he eventually scored a Cubs run. So that base on balls can be a big part of your offense in certain games, and it is today for the Cubs. The 3-1 to Lopez. Big chop to first, 1 hop to Elko. He will make the play unassisted to end the inning. The Cubs get a run on a hit. We go to the 9th inning. Cubs 7, White Sox 3. This is the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Chicago, this is Kyle Tucker. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Every day matters when it comes to school attendance. Chronic absenteeism is defined as missing 10% or more of the school year with or without a valid excuse. Remember, no more than 4 days out per year is a good rule of thumb, including all appointments and illnesses. Message from Diana Hartman, Superintendent of McHenry County Regional Office of Education.
Now at Verizon, we have some big news for your peace of mind. For all our customers, existing and new, we're locking in low prices for 3 years, guaranteed, on My Plan and My Home. That's future you peace of mind. And everyone can save on a brand new phone on My Plan when you trade in any phone from one of our top brands. That's new phone peace of mind. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or you're just joining us, we got you. Visit the Berwyn Verizon store at 7160 Shermack Road today. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
Now more than ever, unions need a bank you can trust. A bank that speaks your language. A bank that was founded by labor unions and still has union employees and shareholders to this day. ABOC has served unions since 1922. And we're here to stay. We are the preeminent union bank in Chicago because we provide service the big banks can't touch. And with the many digital products we've added over the years, we are proud to offer the same great quality to unions, whether you're down the street or across the country. ABOC, a bank built on a strong foundation. Visit ABOC.com to learn more.
You didn't start a business just to keep the lights on. You're here to sell more today than yesterday. You're here to win. Lucky for you, Shopify built the best converting checkout on the planet. Like the just one tapping, ridiculously fast acting, sky-high sales stacking, champion of checkouts. That's the good stuff right there. So if your business is in it to win it, win with Shopify. Start your free trial today at shopify.com/win.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. Pat?
Zach, thank you. We have reached the 9th inning here at Wrigley. Cubs trying to make it 2 in a row over the White Sox. Porter Hodge fires a fastball swinging, strike 1. Luis Robert Jr. is the first man up. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. In there for a call, strike 2. No messing around for Porter. That was 99 mph. Robert, nothing for 3. Bounces one to third. Slowly hit, foul ball. Nicky Lopez gloved it, but he was on the foul territory side. Let's see what we can tell you. Cubs pitching changes brought to you by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. We have to name a catch of the game. Ron, anything come to mind?
How about the play in center field by Pete Armstrong going into the Ivy? Catch of the game, that's sponsored by Catch Des Moines. Discover a weekend getaway in Des Moines where the S's are silent. Find all the fun at CatchDesMoines.com.
That was the one that led off the third. Yep, that's the one. That's the catch of the game. You bet.
Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealer.
Two balls and 2 strikes on Luis Robert Jr. The windup by Porter Hodge. He brings it, and it's high for a ball. Ninth inning is brought to you by Bosch Power Tools. The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch. Here's a swing and a high pop fly on the infield. Who wants it? Nico Horner backpedaling and makes the catch. Sometimes on a day like today, Ron, I wonder if a guy will see the pop-up instinctively and he'll say, I got it. And then he watches the ball start dancing in the wind and say, why did I call for this thing?
Yeah, it's a bad feeling. I've been there. And the other bad feeling is you think you're under the pop-up and you know the wind's blowing towards right and right center. And you've got the ball out in front of you. And then all of a sudden the wind really grabs it and you start backpedaling and you're like, oh, no, this is going to be bad.
Sometimes you see a guy backpedaling so furiously that he ends up falling on his backside.
Well, that was Nico yesterday. He did the backflip, made the catch, 3-point landing. Very nice.
Yeah.
Gets a 9 for the landing. That was awesome.
1-1 on Andrew Vaughn. He takes a pitch up and in. Cubs on top 7-3. We're in the ninth inning. One away, base is empty. Vaughn without a hit today. Pokes it foul off to the right, out of play. Vaughn has struck out twice and flied to center. And the 2-2. Swinging a pop-up foul out of play, right side. Now, have we already, I'm going to ask Zach on the air something. Have we done the toast of the game?
Oh, no, we are eagerly awaiting the toast of the game.
Very happy to hear that, Zach. Thank you. We aim to please on Cubs radio.
There you go.
And the 2-2. Here's a line drive past a diving Swanson into center. It's not over yet. Vaughn, a one-out single. Cubs lead by 4, and the batter is Lenine Sosa. Well, certainly some candidates today. I'm going to just throw out Matthew Boyd. It's a hitter's day. He pitched 6 strong innings. He's been great all year. He's my choice today.
Yeah, no, I'm all for that. He was outstanding. You think 6 innings, 4 hits. He gave up 3 runs, 8 strikeouts on a day where strikeouts and walks are so important. They're great for the pitcher that guys aren't putting the ball in play with this wind blowing out. How many walks you think he had? Just off the top of your head, quick.
Without looking, maybe 1. How about none?
How about none?
Wow,
right?
That is impressive.
Yep.
That really is.
Absolutely. Matthew had an outstanding performance today in very difficult conditions to pitch for the Cubs.
Matt Thaiss pinch hitting. And the pitch to Thaiss, a swing and a miss. And the count 0-2. Thaiss pinch hitting for Sosa. Played yesterday. Big left-handed batter. Thaiss did the catching yesterday. He's got 1 home run, hitting .213. And now the 0-2 pitch on the way. Low and inside. Lopez is about halfway between second and third. So the entire third baseline is wide open. Swanson playing almost directly behind second base. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Fooled him on a breaking ball. 2 down. That was a wicked slider right there.
After you get a couple fastballs at 99 miles an hour, you've got to be ready for that. And then when you break off a really good slider in a perfect location down and in, you can't hold back.
Bruce Levine is near the Cubs third base dugout. White Sox down to their last chance. Josh Rojas the batter, and he'll hit a pop fly foul left side over near the stands. Is it going to stay on the field of play? Yes! Cubs win the ball game. Nicky Lopez made the catch, and this one is over, and the Cubs have made it 2 in a row over the White Sox. The final today, 7-3. Very well pitched game by the Chicago Cubs today, Ron.
Absolutely. We just talked about Matthew Boyd and the phenomenal performance he had today as a starting pitcher with a 6 innings and just a really good outing. No walks, 8 punch outs. Bullpen comes in and does its job. The whole game, the Cubs played good defense, made the plays, some good base running moves, and Cubs are playing good, sound baseball, and